Hello, beautiful people. How are we doing? I hope the journey over was okay. Hope it was fine. I was just getting the video ready. So we're now on day 4, baby. Day 4. We're a little bit obviously behind the live. We're not that far behind. We'll be caught up before long now. In real time, they're on lunch. So let's try and catch up as much as we can. We'll be done with this day before the end of the day. So I want to start quickly. I hope you've sort of enjoyed it and understanding it. Thank you for being here. First guy I understand, Mexi Taxi, will be all over this guy. All over this guy. Hang on, let me get it. See? It's got cuffs on. Got cuffs on. Mexi Taxi loves a bit of cuffs. Josie in the house. Sarah P, lazy. Where's all the instructions, Sarah P? Lazy. How are you, Josie? This part is for. Hey, Monica. Which part? Have you watched this one? Have you? Have you been sneakily watching it? I'll just wait a couple of minutes. There we are. That's all right. So, do you know what? I've been falling asleep throughout. I've missed most of this. I don't even know what's going on. I'm just drifting off sleeping. I'm tired. So I've missed it. So, do we get spiced now? Well, we've got a guy in cuffs. Oh, is this the guy? Is this the guy? Is this Chuck? Is this Chuck? Oh, Chucka, 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 Chucka. Now, this is why we need Mexi Taxi. Chucky, because Mexi Taxi loves spies and she loves guys in handcuffs. So we need her over here. Here she goes. Where they all gone? You lazy so and so. It's all good. It happens sometimes. It generally does happen. Um, it's a nuisance sometimes. So I do it sometimes, and it just goes. So don't worry about it. It's all good. I do know it does happen. It's a nightmare when it happens, though. If you could all please like the video on your way in, please subscribe and please hit the notification bell. I would be very, very, very grateful. YouTube is playing up a lot. So I try to post stuff, type in stuff, and it won't let me. Like it goes an error, error. I'm like, what? And then I have to do it like 2 parts. I don't understand why. So YouTube is really playing up a little bit. I really don't know why. Oh, um, deleted minutes earlier. Yours is deleted. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what's going on with it, but it doesn't matter. We're all here. We're all here. Hey, don't you love a bit of kink as well, don't you? This guy's in handcuffs, don't you? So, hey, make sure your husband's not around now, Nuns. Because I know what you're like, yeah. So Monica's update. This is gonna be spicy. This is gonna be like a chicken korma, spicy. Spice up your life. Hey. Here she is. Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining. Please hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell on the way in. Special welcome to our newest members, Taco and Blue Wenches. Yes, got a lot more new members now. I do understand they're only here for one thing. Like most men, they're only there for one thing. Like these members are only there for one thing, but still, a thought that counts. So thank you for joining, even if you just joined for the month. Christmas is around the corner, so it'll help us out. Join the alternate corner. Those that want to know, and want to join, especially those on replay crew. You can join by just pressing this link, and off you go. You just join. Check out the official Alternate Corner merch store. Absolutely. Check it out. See if there's anything good in there. Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't think there's anything good in there. As in the sense, I mean, I think it's quite expensive. I don't set the prices, but I'd rather you go over to Zachariah Anderson's store and buy something for Zach than buy it from me, because 100%. Well, to be fair, 100% profits goes to him. Yeah, I don't know sure what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I don't set the prices. Spring wherever, spring.com do it, but I don't know. Make sure you Zach needs a lot of money for his appeal, so if you want to give spare money, obviously go and buy some of his merch. At least they found you for the future. Yeah, I mean they're all local, so most of them are here for the trial, and that's it. And when we had the same with Cara Nichols, I had a lot of people watching for Cara Nichols. Once it was done, never came back either, because they're not trial watchers. They're not trial watchers. They're just here for the case, and that's it. One case, done. Difference is with Cara Nichols, I only had one member from it. This one I've had loads, obviously accidentally, because people want to watch it, but still, it's nice that to be recognised a little bit and get that membership. I'm not going to complain about it. It's actually worked out not too bad for me in the end there, but I'd still rather do it for free. I'd still rather the videos are available for everybody, because we have hundreds and hundreds of people watching in replay crew. But now, like, it's hard to see that hardly anybody is watching again. But that's a bit of a waste. But anyway, it doesn't matter. And yeah, we've changed some stuff here as well. If you'd like to support the channel, please consider donation. We've got Wise, which is a new concept to me, but apparently it's international shipping, and I've used it a couple of times now, and it's efficient and it does work. PayPal, I've stopped doing the thing. So PayPal, I get 100% off, right? Where I used to do the PayPal thing where it came up on screen, but no one used it. That one, they took about 10 to 12%. So I've taken that off. I just get 100%. Buy me coffee, I get about 95% of that, because I pay the transaction fees, because I feel bad asking people to donate and pay for transaction fees. So basically, whatever people donate, I'll then pay the transaction fees, which means I get 95% of it. So people very kindly, Monica was one, and a few others yesterday donated. So thank you very much, ladies. So right, here we are. Here we are. Right, it's Bexy Texy here, because I just want to make sure she sees him in the cuffs and that she knows it's spicy. I should probably watch it back, so it's all good. It's all good. And Nunya, sit down, Nunya. Make sure. Right, here we go. The rap. So he sat there with cuffs on.
rise.
Call your next witness. Your Honor, the state calls Charles Beltran. Mr. Beltran, if you would please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You may put your hand down. You may proceed. Ma'am. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just have to send you out really quickly for just a few minutes, and I'll be back in 3 minutes.
All right.
All right, you may be seated. All right, Mr. Beltran, you've been sworn in, and your attorney's going to ask you some questions for the record. We are outside the presence of hearing of the jury. Whichever one of you.
I will.
All right, that's Kenneth Woodson for the as Mr. Beltran's attorney. You may proceed, sir.
Mr. Beltran,
Hi, Rosie. Do you know what? I was thinking about you earlier on. I said, I haven't seen Rosie today. So welcome, Rosie. Lovely to see you. So yeah, hope you're enjoying it.
you understand that you have also been charged previously in this offense, and you have a case arising.
Alina, thank you for becoming a member.
Yes, sir.
And
Thanks to Alina. Thank you very much. Alina Kudupi Maradix just became a member. Thank you very much, Alina. Welcome to the Taco Club, Alina.
you understand that you have a right to testify and a right not to testify.
Yes, sir.
And we've explained to you that if you choose not to testify, no one can hold that against you. If you choose to testify, that is your sole right. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that what is required of you is truthful testimony. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And the only discussion you've had is that you give truthful testimony. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And if you say anything that could harm your case, you understand that can be used against you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Ms. McIntosh and myself has gone over with you quite extensively about your rights to testify and your rights not to testify. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you also understand that the state of Texas at this point has not made any promises or guarantees concerning your right to testify and your testimony. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And knowing all of that and understanding all of that, is it your desire to testify or not to testify?
To testify.
anyone forced you, threatened you, coerced you, done anything to you that would make you testify?
No, sir.
And you're giving your testimony freely and voluntarily.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions right now that you'd like to ask myself or Ms. McIntosh or Judge Mulder concerning your right to testify?
No, sir.
And you understand all that comes with you testifying?
Yes, sir.
Nothing further.
All right, Mr. Beltran, have you already dismissed the companion case?
Bringing that right now.
All right. Mr. Beltran, you understand that if you do testify, anything you say is on the record and can be used against you in any future prosecution if it's some other offense. You do understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And the state they could refile the murder case that they dismissed. That's an option as well. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything further from the state or the attorneys?
Nothing from the state judge.
All right, Mr. Beltran, understanding that it is your desire to still testify.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, now we're ready for the jury.
Right, here we go. Let's go.
We're ready.
All right.
That AC in it back. You may be seated. Ms. Pittman, the witness has been sworn. You may proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Beltran. How are you this morning?
All right.
All right. You a little nervous?
Yes.
Okay, take a deep breath. You and I have met several times, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I call you Chuck.
Yes,
Is that how you're called by most people?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Charles Beltran, that's your full name, correct?
Charles Anthony Beltran.
Charles Anthony Beltran.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Chuck, how old are you?
34.
34 years old?
Yes, ma'am.
And Chuck, tell me where you grew up.
And born and raised in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who were you raised by?
My mom,
Your mom? What's your mom's name?
Angela.
Angela?
Yes, ma'am.
And who else did you live with growing up?
My grandmother.
Hi, Christine.
What's your grandmother's name?
Santa.
Santa?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And were you close with your mom?
It was rough.
It was rough?
Yeah.
What about your grandma?
We're pretty close.
How many brothers and sisters?
Three
Three.
sisters.
Three sisters.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what? Three sisters. How are you? The youngest, oldest?
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have three sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Do you talk to your sisters much?
Not lately,
Okay.
but
Over
we're
the
close.
years, were you kind of close to them?
Oh yeah, we were super close.
Now, you said you were born and raised in Austin. What area, Austin?
South Austin.
South Austin?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you grow up in a nice neighborhood? For those that aren't familiar with South Austin,
No, it was.
tell the jury about the neighborhood you grew up in.
It was Section 8. Everybody just trying to figure out how to make it, I guess.
Okay.
Just we call it the hood.
The hood?
Yeah, it's just poverty.
Okay.
Not much around.
And you lived there with your mom, your three sisters, and your grandma. Is that right?
Well, at that time it was just me and my younger sister, a year younger than me at that time, growing up.
What's your sister's name?
Jamie,
Jamie. And what are your two other sisters' names?
Mariah, and Cynthia.
And where did Mariah and Cynthia stay?
Cynthia still stays with mom in Irving, and Mariah, I don't know where Mariah's at. I think she still stays in Dallas, but I'm not sure.
And growing up, did you go to elementary school?
Yes, ma'am.
It sounds like living. Did your mom work?
She was young when she had us, so she was just trying to figure it out too. So we moved around a lot,
Bounce around a lot?
a lot, a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I never stayed in the school for that long at all.
So you never stayed in the same school very long?
No, not at all.
So went to several different elementary schools?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you guys live in some shelters?
Yeah.
Where was your dad?
He wasn't there.
You went there at all?
No.
I mean, you met him before, right?
Yeah, I met him like when I was like 13, 14.
So you weren't the kid that was getting to play soccer with the YMCA?
No,
You weren't getting to do AAU basketball?
no.
What kinds of things were you doing as an elementary kid? Trying to make it?
Yeah, just
I mean, your mama didn't read your books growing up?
nah, none of that.
None of that.
No, we were just, no.
Did you graduate high school?
No, ma'am.
How far did you go in school?
Like beginning of sophomore year.
Beginning of sophomore year?
Yes.
And why'd you decide to drop it out?
Just my mom was a single mom, and I just wanted her to focus on my sisters at that time. So I tried to leave the house and run away and try to make it on my own, so she could take care of my sisters.
Okay, so you left the house. How old were you?
Like 15.
15.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so at that point you're just trying to kind of make it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you didn't have, like you said, you didn't know your dad very well at all.
No.
I mean, if you ever met him in your early life.
Not that I know of.
You didn't have the privilege or the opportunity to have.
Mary Viviano from New York. Mary ditched us. She's following this troll somewhere else, which I don't blame her. Yes, Mary, we're about 3 hours behind. We're playing this through tonight. Then Monday, Mary, you better be here because we will be playing day 5 live on Monday. So, yes, hello, Mary. Mary Viviano from New York. Hello, Mary.
Have a strong male role model to really teach you how to be a man. Is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you didn't have a Heath Harris or Baylor Sadler or Kenneth Witherspoon in your life to really help you get on the right direction.
No, ma'am.
At some point, you got into music.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell the jury about your music career in Austin.
It was actually amazing in Austin. I made a name for myself. I've always loved music. Something about the music that I'm pretty sure all y'all listen to music, so people take music differently. It was just a way to just express myself, things I've seen, things I've been through, things I've done, or things I've heard about. So.
Okay. And your music in Austin, you guys, you said you had kind of a big following. What was the name of your group in Austin?
It's called Math Class.
Math Class?
Yes, ma'am.
And where would y'all play?
All over. Any venues that would take us on, South by Southwest.
What's South by Southwest?
It's a huge like a concert kind of festival thing that they do in Austin, Texas. It's real huge. Everybody from all over the world comes out there to check out the bands, and it's not just hip hop; it's all types of genres of music.
It's a pretty big deal to get invited to go to South by.
Oh, it's a big deal.
Okay, so things are going well music career wise. At some point, Chuck, you start making some pretty dumb decisions. Is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you committed a robbery with guns in Austin. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you were 17 at the time.
Yes, ma'am.
You got what's called shock probation. They sent you down to the penitentiary for a stint and then brought you back and put you on probation. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you mess up that probation?
Yes, ma'am.
How'd you mess it up?
Smoking weed, pits dirty.
Picking up weed cases.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and they revoked your probation and
sent me back
to the pen.
Yes, ma'am.
How long did you stay in the pen then?
I'd say like 2.5 years, 2.5, almost 3.
And you'd already spent about a year in the pen before?
Yes, ma'am.
When you got out, do you remember how old you were when you got out?
Say like 21.
Okay.
22.
So still young?
Yes, ma'am.
At that point, had you met Megan?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you know Megan before you went to the pen the first time?
No, she went to my same high school, and she heard about me with my music and stuff, and we knew like some of the same people, but we just never met until we finally got to meet.
And Megan, she's the mother of one of your children, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
How many children do you have?
2.
Okay, what are their names?
Emerald and Charlie.
And which one's older?
Emerald.
Both of them girls?
Yes, ma'am.
And Emerald, that's Megan's daughter, right?
Yes, ma'am.
After you got out of the pen, you and Megan kind of meet back up after being in high school together, right?
Say that one more time.
I'm sorry, after you got out of the pen, the first time, you and Megan kind of meet back up, is that right? You and Megan, y'all, after going to high school together,
Okay, yeah.
okay,
We never went to high school together, though. Like, I never seen her in high school. Like, after I left sophomore year. She was a freshman when I left. So,
Okay.
so I was already gone, and then she ended up coming to the school.
okay,
So,
I got you, now.
so we never met until we finally met, like, afterwards, after I got out.
Okay, y'all started a relationship,
Yes, ma'am.
did you love her?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you guys, had a baby together?
Mm-hmm.
Take answer yes or no, sir.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
But she's gotta take down what you're saying and and
Okay,
Start
sorry.
written this thing.
Sorry about that.
Did you all live together?
Yes, ma'am.
And where did you live?
We stayed, we actually had 2 apartments. We had one, it's all south area. We stayed in one, and then we ended up moving to another one. So, I mean, they're all in the same area.
Did your grandma stay with y'all?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're raising this baby together, and just be honest, Tucker, you being really the dad that's there all the time, changing diapers, things of that nature early on?
No.
Okay, are you
No, ma'am.
out partying, going to focusing on your music and that kind of thing?
Yes, ma'am. I'm still trying to take off in the music industry. So,
At some point, you pick up another case, is that right?
yes, ma'am.
Tell the jury what happened.
I was at a party, and somebody was fighting outside of some apartments, and the police get called, and we end up about to leave the party, and I fit the description of somebody trying to fight outside the party. And so the cops asked me, hey, what are you doing around this area? And I was like, hey, I was just from this party. He was like, okay, well, we heard about a fight going on. You know anything about it? I said, no, I don't know nothing about it. He was like, okay, well, can I search you real quick? And I was like, yes, sir. You know, he was like, do you have anything on you? And I said, yes, I do. He's like, what do you have? And I said, I have a gun on me. And he said, he couldn't believe that I told him that. I was like, he's like, you sure? I was like, yes. I was like, I'm positive. He was like, where's it at? And I showed him, and he's like, no, I have to take you to jail for this. And I was like, yes, sir.
And you knew that you weren't supposed to be carrying a gun, but you were a felon, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so you went to the, eventually you went to the federal penitentiary. Initially you bonded out, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. While you're on bond for that, you picked up you were arrested for assault family violence, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was involving Megan?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
that was involving Megan, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And tell the jury what happened there.
I was still dealing with like trying to blow up this music stuff, and it comes with dealing with females, other females. So I was kind of messing with females on the side of
You're cheating on her,
Yes,
and she got mad.
yes, and it got brought up in a conversation. We were all drinking, and she was kind of arguing with me about it. My grandma got into the mix of the whole thing. My grandma was defending me like, hey, like if you want to be with him, like this is what you're just gonna come with that. Make it take that lightly. They end up getting into a scuffle. I ended up grabbing, pushing her off my grandmother. Her cousin was there because she was living with us. She ended up calling the cops, and the cops come. We both get arrested. Me and Megan get arrested.
And Megan gets arrested too.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you spent basically a year in the county jail on that and pled no contest, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You pled guilty to the possession of the firearm case, and spent what? How long in the federal penitentiary for that?
About 3.5.
3.5 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What was your plan when you got out of the federal penitentiary?
Well, me and Megan were planning on getting married and, you know, growing our family and stuff. But all that changed when I was locked up because she ended up meeting her husband and had kids with him and stuff. So at that time, I didn't know what I was going to do because I was planning this whole family with her. And at that time, my mother moved to Irving. So it was only right to like get out of Austin for a little bit. I didn't know nobody else over there, just mother my kid. So I just planned to transition and start all the way over in Irving.
In Irving. And did you live with your mom's son?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And where else did you live? Did you live in a halfway house for a time?
Yes, ma'am.
And was there a time period you're just kind of bouncing around trying to find places to live?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So not very stable. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, no.
It sounds like maybe the most stable time you had is when you were living with Megan.
Yes, ma'am.
And that even includes your childhood.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Now, have you, prior to this situation that is going on now, were you still going down and seeing your daughter Emerald every once in a while?
Yes, ma'am.
there was nothing preventing you from doing that as far as legal or anything like that, protective order or anything else.
Oh, yeah.
And Megan wanted you to see her.
Yes, ma'am.
Of course, her new boyfriend didn't really like that.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that why you didn't go see her very often?
It was other things too, like I didn't like the fact that they wanted like to chaperone me with my daughter, so that kind of made it hard too.
Okay. And to be fair, I mean, you know, you haven't been around her much.
Yeah, well, I understand that now. At that time, I didn't. Young-minded, just wanted to be like, hey, I'm the father. I want her with me, you know. So
At what point do you start hanging around Deep Ellum?
as I moved to Dallas, I'm just looking for jobs and stuff. I'm catching the dark train everywhere, bus everywhere, and I just meet a couple random people, and they start telling me about. They're just interested in my like style, so they're like, "Hey, where you from? Like, you from California and stuff?" And I'm like, "No, I'm from Austin." And they're like, "Oh, have you ever been to Deep Ellum?" And I'm like, "No, I never been to Deep Ellum. What is that?" And they're like, "Oh, it's like a baby 6th Street. Like, you'll love it. You'll love it. Go. You should go out there." So one day I made it my business to check it out.
Okay, what do you think of Deep Ellum?
I loved it. I was like, "Man, this is cool," you know. And it's crazy because one of the dudes I was incarcerated with in the federal penitentiary, he ended up bouncing at the club that I ended up working for. Like, so I ended up interacting with him, asking him questions like, "Hey, like, how'd you get this job?" You know, and he's like, "Oh, well, you need to talk to my manager, my boss." You know.
So that's how you got the job on premise?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so somebody, fellow, you know, person you're incarcerated with, kind of, who was that guy?
Forgot his name. I mean, I didn't really hang out with him like that in there. I seen him every now and then, but yeah, when I noticed him, I was like, "Oh, snap!" Like,
So he says, "You want a job here? Go talk to the manager." And who did you talk to?
Kyle.
Okay, is that the first person besides this man that you just told us about that you met at off premise?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and who is Kyle?
He was manager for the on premise.
Kyle Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's Lisa's son, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, he hired you, right?
Well, not off the rip.
Okay,
I was working a job, and he told me he didn't need nobody at that time right there. So he was like, "Man, just give me a call." He's like, if I have an open spot, then I'll fit you in. And of course, I was already thinking about like this would be good networking for my music. So like, I would love to work this spot. So I kept on calling him, and then finally, like 4 weeks of me calling, he finally was like, "Hey, like, I need somebody. Can you come over?" And I was like, "Cool, yeah."
okay, what'd you do at off premise?
I did security.
And as far as security is concerned, you just make sure everybody's okay.
It was okay. I do front door, check IDs when they come in, and just if somebody's too drunk, we carry them out.
Things like that.
Make sure somebody gets home safe.
Did you meet? Who all did you meet at on premise that became close to you? That you became close to later?
Dykes. Another friend named Brian, Valerie.
And that's Kyle's girlfriend.
Yeah, it wasn't at the time, but
Okay. Freddie.
Freddie wasn't working there, but he should have been. He was there all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know that becomes your group of people that you hang out with, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And at some point, do you meet Lisa?
Yes, ma'am.
And how'd you meet Lisa?
One day Kyle was telling me about like, hey, my mom, she has this little promotion thing that she's looking for somebody to promote for her. I guess something for her job. And he was like, "Man, I think you're the perfect one," because of course at the job I was already like, doing kind of some promotion for the job.
Okay.
And he was like, "I think you're the perfect one, man. Like you're a people person. Like you always talk to everybody." Like he's like, "Man, I think you're perfect." He's like, "I want you to meet her." And I was like, "Okay, cool." You know, like when she comes, he was like, "Oh, she's gonna come sometime soon."
So you met her,
Mhm.
and how did that go?
It went well. She seen me and she was like, "Oh, you're the one I've been hearing about this whole time." And I'm like, "If it's good, yes, it's me. And she's like, "Oh, okay." You know, I give her a hug and kiss on her cheek. It's my boss's mom. You know what I'm saying? So I respect her like wholeheartedly.
Okay. So you guys meet at on premise,
Yes, ma'am.
and then what happens next? How does that relationship kind of move forward?
At that time, we were still at the bar, and she stayed the whole night. So that whole time, I was just kind of like, checking on her. "Hey, you good? You need something to drink?" So she's like, "No." And at the end, we didn't get to talk towards the end of like when everybody left. That's when she told me about the whole promotion thing and stuff. And she's like, "I think you'll fit perfect for it. Like we should exchange numbers. I'll take you out to lunch. We'll talk about it more and stuff." So I was like, "Okay, cool." We exchange numbers.
And so you guys exchange numbers.
Yes, ma'am.
Then what happened?
We just started texting every now and then she would tell me, "Hey, good morning, have a good day." Okay, have a good day. And we planned to have a lunch, but we never like linked up like or met up right off the bat. It took a couple weeks. For us
When you guys are texting, what are y'all texting about?
just like good morning, have a good day. Like how's your day today? And just
Anything about promotion, job stuff?
no, that never came up until after we had the lunch thing. I guess she wanted to sit down and have a lunch.
Okay. And you guys sat down and had that lunch eventually. Do you remember where you went?
No, ma'am.
Was it McDonald's?
No, it wasn't no McDonald's.
What kind of restaurant was it? Was it nice? Was it
Yeah, it was
Applebee's? Was it
no, it was restaurant I've never been to before.
a fancy restaurant?
Yeah, the uppity.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing I would go to on a regular.
And when you went to this lunch, how did that go?
It went good.
Y'all conversate?
Yes, we talked about just gave her a backstory of who I was. She was interested in who I was because I guess Kyle was telling her about like me just coming out and trying to build this music career and stuff. So I guess she was interested in that. So we started talking about all that.
Did you know what she did for a living at that time?
I think she told me at the lunch, but no, not.
I mean, you didn't really know.
Not really know like the whole the depth of what she did.
What kind of promotion was she talking to you about doing?
It's just reaching out to people about like the business. I guess I don't know like we talked about it a little bit, but it just I think that wasn't just the sole purpose of like that lunch.
Okay, what else do you think the purpose of that lunch was?
I think she just wanted to get to know me, just meet up with me.
And did you drive to that lunch, meet her there? How did that happen?
She picked me up.
Okay, did you have a car at that time?
No, ma'am.
And where'd she pick you up at?
At my girlfriend's house at the time.
And after you all left there, did she drop you back off?
Yes, ma'am.
Did anything happen?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did it seem like y'all would hang out again?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
And what happened next?
After
Did y'all hang out some more?
yes, we had more lunches, more dinners.
Did the tone of the lunches and dinners seem to kind of shift from getting to know you to really wanting to get to know you, or how did that work?
Yeah, we grew this little bond. We got close to each other. We got comfortable with each other.
Okay. Did it become flirtatious?
Not at the beginning, but after like 3 or 4 lunches and dinners, then it started getting a little
Okay. And about 3 or 4 lunches in, it starts getting a little what?
flirtatious.
Okay. And at some point, did y'all get physical?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In what way? Tell the jury about it.
Well, at the dinner, we ended up having some drinks and stuff, and drinks do make you feel more comfortable and stuff. And so we're just talking, getting to know each other more, just talking. And as we're leaving the dinner, she's dropping me off at my girlfriend's house, and she just approaches me like, "Hey, she's just like, you should let me give you a blowjob." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yes, like I'm really good at it. Like you should let me give you a blowjob." And I'm just like, "Man, I'm not taking it serious because I'm like, man, you're my boss's mom." I'm like, She's like, I think she knew what I was thinking, so she was like, "Look, it'll be our little secret. Nobody has to know. It'll be us." So I was like, okay.
So you let her give you oral sex.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And that was the first time. And how many dinners in do you think that was?
About 4.
Did these dinners and contact and texting continue?
Oh yeah.
And did the same type of sexual contact continue?
Yes, ma'am.
And would she let you drive her car?
Yes. After that whole ordeal right there, she knew I didn't have no car, so she would be like, "Hey, like, I know you don't have a car, I know you want to move around and stuff, like," because she stayed in Mesquite, so where we stayed at was like downtown. Me and my girlfriend stayed downtown, so she'll have to pass downtown to get to her job. So she was like, "Hey, like, it just makes sense for me to come pick you up. You drop me off at the job, and you can just keep the car for the day or whatever you have to do."
At some point, did you go out to her house in Kensington?
Yes, ma'am.
And who was living out there when you went out there?
It was her and her kids and her brother.
Did you have much interaction with them at all?
Not really, just met them.
Did Lisa ever talk about any problems in that house with you?
As far as
Like with the brother or anything like that?
no.
Okay. Did she seem close to her daughter Chelsea? Did you talk about Chelsea at all?
No, it was I mean the dynamic of the house was kind of weird. It's like they kind of like controlled the whole. Like we just went to her room.
Y'all
Like,
just went to her room.
yeah, like that was like her little
Okay.
area.
And at some point, you said you didn't talk to Chelsea or Jimmy much at all, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
At some point, did she have you come help them move out?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she tell you they were moving out before? I mean, obviously she told you to come over and help move, but did y'all discuss them moving out before?
No, she just told me that they wanted to move and that she was gonna get a house for them.
Okay, and she helped them get a house in Florida, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it wasn't like a conversation before that, hey, I'm having my family move out, you move in.
No.
At some point, after they moved, did you have that conversation about moving in there?
Yes, ma'am.
And tell the jury, kind of what that conversation was like.
Well, we actually drove to Tampa together to
Okay.
look at the house that she was potentially wanting to buy for the kids. So
So you actually went to Florida with her to kind of help pick that house out.
yes, ma'am.
And did y'all go do other stuff, or was it just going to see the house?
Well, before all that, she was telling me about she was gonna get this like huge bonus check and all this stuff, and she was like, hey, like around this time, we're both using that one car, so she was like, we're like, we can't keep on doing this. Like, I'm gonna get this check and get you this car so you can have a car to move around in. And she
You asked her to buy you that car?
No, ma'am.
She offered.
Yes, ma'am.
That was a pretty nice car, wasn't it?
Yes.
Do you know how much it cost?
A little under like 30,000.
And so she bought you that car. You guys go to Tampa, pick out the house for the family, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you come back, and y'all are still hanging out, talking, dinner, things like that?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever pay for dinner?
Yes, ma'am.
It was all Lisa?
All Lisa.
What happened to the promotion thing?
Never got part of it again.
At what point did she ask you to move in?
So after me and my homeboys helped them move out, of course she's there by herself now, and we have another dinner. We always have these dinners and stuff. So we have another dinner, and she was like, "Hey, I really think you should move in. Like I love what we have. Like it can still be our little secret. You can still do what you want to do, but I just want you to move in. Like I think it would be nice. And of course I was talking to her about my music and stuff. So she was like, you could build a studio in there. Like there's a pool in the backyard. Like I think it would work out perfect. So at the beginning I was like, I didn't want to do the whole move thing in because of course I had my girlfriend and just my lifestyle I was living. I just didn't feel comfortable with moving in there.
So when you say lifestyle you were living, kind of tell the jury what that was.
I mean, the club lifestyle, just working at club and bars, just
Partying,
nightlife.
late nights,
Yes, late night. I mean,
girls.
yes,
I mean, you had your girlfriend Carmen, but you had other girls too that you would talk to.
yes, ma'am.
In fact, you kind of got a little bit of, maybe not trouble, but talk to you about your security role because you were talking to a lot of women while you were at work. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, that Texas is a huge state. I mean, a lot of people come, and if you're not living that type of lifestyle, you wouldn't really know. But the club lifestyle and the downtown lifestyle is fun. It's amazing. Like everybody comes to the Deep Ellum uptown.
And did you finally, I mean, why did you end up agreeing if you weren't sure about it?
Just talking to my homeboys and stuff. I'm like, hey man, they all know Lisa too. So I'm just talking to the boys. We're chilling. I'm like, hey man, I'm like, bro, Lisa wants me to move in, and they're like, for real? And I'm like, yeah, like man, like, what do you think I should do? And they're like, man, why not? Like shit, Excuse my French.
You're okay. Continue.
Yeah, so they're like, yeah, but why not? Like she's already paying for everything.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take it.
She's paying for everything for you.
Yeah, she just bought me this nice car.
Shoes, Jordans, things like that.
Oh yeah, we go shopping. Out to eat.
Clothes. So you end up moving in, and did she buy the stuff for a studio for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that was good. You hadn't had an opportunity to record in a while. Is that right?
Well, I had recorded couple times, but due to the producing that they were doing, I feel like they were just taking my money, and I wasn't making that much money at that time. I was working at Twisted Root,
Okay.
so it was like all my money was going to the studio, and the production wasn't good. So I was like, man, I could just do this on my own.
When you move in, how is it at first?
it was fun. I mean, we had fun.
Okay. What y'all do? What do you mean you had fun? How was it?
We just, I mean, Lisa was just living this like lifestyle that wasn't this before until we met. You know, like we were just always like drinking, having fun. Like I'll bring my homeboys over, and like she loved like having this company now. You know, I feel like before that, her kids and the brother that was living there, it wasn't. She just stayed like in her cooped up in her room.
Okay.
So like now she's free. She could be like herself. You know.
So she's drinking with you guys, and you're bringing your homeboys over. Y'all are hanging out, all that. There's a pool in the back.
Pool in the back.
Had you ever lived like that before?
No, ma'am.
Ever had a nice house like that?
Never lived in a house before ever.
And so it was nice.
Oh yes.
Were you all still kind of having the same type of sexual relationship that you were having before?
Yes, ma'am.
And you mentioned before that, I mean, you still were doing your thing, and that was, you had other women that you talked to.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you bring them over to the house?
Yes, ma'am.
And did Lisa know that?
Yes, ma'am.
When you brought them over, did y'all all hang out together, or was it just you hanging out with women?
I was just hanging around with them. Like we'll just be in the studio.
At that point in time, she was fine with that. Is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am.
At some point, so other than you, did you know her to have any other, I guess, romantic relationships? Was she dating?
She was dating.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And at some point, did she start bringing Nina around?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long do you think you lived there before you heard about Nina or Benny?
I'd say about 2 months.
Okay, it's not very long.
Not very long.
And what did you hear about Nina?
She would just be on Face. I didn't really like hear anything about her. She would just be on FaceTime sometimes, and like I said, Lisa was just loving like this whole thing that was happening at her house. So she'll be like on FaceTime, like, hey, like look at my boo, my little thing, you know. And I'll be on the camera, hey, you know. And,
She was proud of it.
Yeah.
Did you make her feel young?
Yes, ma'am.
And all your homeboys and all that coming over, same thing?
Yeah, like we'll go to the club. I'll take them to the club sometimes.
When you say take them to the club, are you talking about Lisa and Nina?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you meet Nina at some point?
Yes, ma'am.
And what'd you think of Nina when you met her?
Well, the whole point of meeting Nina was Lisa kind of set it up for me and Nina to like have like intercourse.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that the first time you met her? Is what you're describing is when Lisa kind of set it up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And tell me when you mean that Lisa set that up. Did she talk to you about Nina before?
Yeah, like as I was doing a video chat with her every now and then, she was telling me like, hey, like if you love what we got going on, you know what I'm saying? Like I have a friend that would love, you know, to be a part of our little thing, you know.
Okay.
So she was like,
And did you know at that time that Lisa and Nina were, I guess, dating or in that type of relationship?
not that I knew of.
Okay. So when she said that Nina, you know, would be interested too, did you take that as the three of y'all together, or what did you take that as?
Well, I mean, she made it clear that she's like, I know that you like us, our dynamic of like me buying stuff and me giving you the sexual favors, you know, for these things I'm giving you. You know, if you think I'm doing this, Nina would be like doing this for real, you know.
What do you mean for real?
I guess because she was like, she had more money, I guess.
Okay. So she's basically telling you, if you like this, Nina's got more money, you should
Pursue
her.
Yes, ma'am.
And this was early on, right?
Yes.
Okay, so when you met Nina, did you guys have sex?
Yes, ma'am.
And was Lisa okay with that at that time?
Yeah, I mean, she set the whole thing up.
Okay. As things progressed, did you learn that Lisa and Nina were in a relationship together?
Welcome, Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. Welcome to the Taco Club, Kelly. Thank you. Appreciate you for becoming a Taco Club member. Thank you, Kelly.
I mean, they would always be together, but I didn't know if they were like together like that. They never told me anything.
They never told you?
No, ma'am.
Did you know that they got married at some point?
Yes, ma'am.
And you said that they were always together?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Nina didn't live here, right? Where did Nina live?
I think Pennsylvania.
But she would come down frequently to visit Dallas?
Yes, ma'am. She'll come stay weekends and stuff.
let's talk about, was there a moment in time, or is there a moment that, I guess the three of y'all kind of, made sort of a informal pact? Y'all didn't have a ceremony or anything, but just promised to each other y'all gonna take care of each other.
Yeah. You can say that.
So, your plans were stay there, Lisa and Nina were doing their thing, you would do their thing with them sometimes.
Yes, ma'am.
And then y'all just take care of each other,
Yes, ma'am.
have each other's back,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? In fact, they bought you a Santa Muerta necklace,
Mhm.
and they each had one too. Let's talk just a little bit about Santa Muerta. That is something that you know about, practice too, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that something your grandmother taught you?
Growing up, I've heard about it, but I just never really practiced it
Okay.
until later on.
Is that something that you, I mean, were you super into it, or was it just kind of a thing?
But I mean, she's like a saint, it's a mother. So of course I had trouble with my mom and stuff. So I just wanted something close to home, so I could, just practice and that's what it was. That's all. I got close to it and practiced and prayed.
Did you kind of tell Lisa and Nina about some of the Santa Muerta stuff that you practiced?
I mean, we didn't really talk about it that much. They just see me sometimes like praying and I think it's just they wanted to like act like they were part of doing it because I was praying to it. So
okay. At some point, did you and Nina and Lisa all three sleep together?
yes, ma'am.
And did that happen often?
No, ma'am.
As far as your sexual relationship with Lisa, I mean, was that something that you were talking about to all your homeboys and things like that, or is that something you kind of kept to yourself?
No, I kept it. I didn't want my boss to find out. That I was having this relationship with mom.
And everybody suspected them.
Yeah, they would be like, man, like she ain't just getting you all that stuff for nothing, bro. Like you're doing something, And I'm like, oh man, we just love each other. She's just cool. We cool.
Did you become aware that Lisa and Nina took your last name?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you become aware of that?
They told me.
They told you?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it something you asked them to do?
No, ma'am.
What did you think? What did you think about that?
I mean, there was conversations of them bringing it up, talking about it, but I didn't take it serious yet. Until they came back and told me they got married.
That they got married?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then, let's fast forward a little bit. So this happened. What day did this happen?
With
the Marisela's murder?
On the 5th.
On the 5th?
Yes, ma'am. October.
Let's go back then to kind of the first part of the fall in September, okay? Was there a time that this kind of arrangement where you could bring any women over you want, all of that, did that kind of change? Did Lisa express to you something different?
Yeah, after the whole the threesome we had, it started like shifting to they just wanted it to be us at the house.
And how did you feel about that?
I told her straight up, I thought we agreed that I could just do what I wanted to. And like she said at the beginning, yeah, but I guess feelings started getting involved after the whole intercourse and stuff.
Did you want to continue having that same type of relationship, that same type of threesome?
Yeah, she wanted to continue. Yes, ma'am.
And were there times that you, like, how did you handle that in the house? If you saw them in the house, would they say things to you? How would you know that they wanted to have that kind of relationship?
I mean, they would just always walk around like naked and in these little lingeries and
Is that how things started with Lisa? Did Lisa always walk around in lingerie and things like that when you first moved in?
No, I think like through with time she started getting comfortable.
Did you just kind of avoid it?
Yes, I mean, of course I would sometimes, but I avoided most of the time though.
So when feelings started getting involved, were those Lisa's words
What?
about why she didn't want women coming over?
Yeah,
why did she tell you?
We just had dinner, like they were cooking and stuff, and we had dinner. It was just a talk that I brought up that it should just be us in the house. She wanted it just to be us three.
Was that
As far as women goes, like my homeboys would still come for the studio and stuff, but as far as women go, she didn't.
She didn't want any more women.
You know,
Did you still bring women over?
yes, ma'am.
We'll talk about that in just a minute. Was there a time that you slept with Nina again?
Yes, ma'am.
And tell me kind of how that happened.
I came home one day. I didn't even know Nina was there. Nina was in the house. Came in, and every time we see each other, they always do this like flirtatious thing. Like I was their little boy toy thing, you know. So they always give me a whole bunch of love and hugs and kisses, and so I mean, one thing led to the next. We ended up having sex, and she told me about Lisa. I really tried to refrain from doing so much with Lisa because, like I said, I couldn't face my boss too much, knowing that I was doing this with his mom. So.
And what did Nina say?
Nina was just telling me like, hey, like, you know, Lisa really loves you. Like, she wants to have more interaction with you in this sense. Like, you should give her that. Like, she does everything for you. You know, like, you should. And me and Lisa had conversations about this plenty of times. I told her why I didn't want to get involved in that because of her son. So I was kind of pissed at the whole conversation about Nina telling me this about Lisa. So I told Lisa, I kind of confront her about it. I'm like, hey Lisa, I'm like, why are you telling Nina about, you know what I'm saying, us doing this thing? Like, I told you what's up, like, and I guess me telling her about that, like, she gets pissed at Nina.
So did she get angry? Did you tell her that you and Nina had slept together without her?
I think so. I think so.
Okay. Or do you know how she found that out?
I can't remember.
Okay. How did
I don't know if Nina told her or if I told her like, hey, like while I was doing this, like.
Okay. And at that point, how did she react to learning that you and Nina slept together without her?
She got mad.
Okay. And who'd she get mad at?
Nina.
How did she treat you?
She got pissed. She told Nina not to talk to me no more.
And so you walk in the house and Nina would be there, and what would happen?
I mean, she wouldn't even look at me. Like, it was crazy. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
I will say if you could refrain from using profanity,
Yes,
that would be better.
Yes, ma'am.
If it slips up, then we'll move on. Okay. So, I mean, have you ever seen her like that?
Who? Lisa?
Lisa.
No, ma'am.
Was this before or after she had plastic surgery?
This was before.
Before. Okay. And in September, back on September 11th, she had plastic surgery. She got like a facelift and like a thigh. I'm not sure what it is, a thigh lift, I guess. Were you there at the hospital when she had those procedures done?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you supposed to stay with her the whole time at the hospital?
Yes.
And what'd you do?
I left.
Where'd you go?
Go to the club, work, party.
Okay. How does Lisa feel about that?
She was pissed. She was mad.
I mean, here she's been doing all this stuff for you, and
I couldn't be there for her to do that little surgery.
Okay. Did you pick her up?
Yes, ma'am.
You and Dax pick her up, or is it just you?
I don't know if that's just with me.
Um,
Somebody came with me though. We came after like the whole party and stuff. Somebody came with me to come visit her while she was still there.
And did you take her home?
Yes, ma'am.
And you recall like how quickly she went back to work?
No, she was in bed for a minute though. I would pick her up medication though, her prescriptions, and take them to her and stuff.
Okay. And she was on some kind of pain medication?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she do any traveling that you were aware of during that time? Did she go anywhere?
Just her?
Yeah, just her and Nina. I'm sorry, her and Nina.
Think so. I don't know. I know me and her took a trip to New Orleans one time.
Was that after the surgery?
Oh no, this is before.
Okay.
Are you talking about after surgery?
Yeah, after the surgery.
Not that I recall.
Okay. So October 3rd, you had a show. Is that right in Arkansas?
Yes, ma'am.
And tell the jury just a little bit about the show.
It was fun. I've been waiting to get into the music industry for a minute, and just due to like the club and stuff, and that took most of my time. So I wasn't really focused on music like that until I started getting back into it. And me and Dykes were talking about it because he's from Arkansas, so he learned about his friend was opening up for the rapper that was the headline of the party. So he reached out to me. He's like, "Hey man," you should do the show. I was like, "Well, hit him up, get me on there," you know. And end up booking it, and he gets me on.
So you get on. You're going to open for an act in Camden, right? And you go down there with in a Sprinter van with Dax and Freddie, Brian, and Jordan.
Yes, I tell Lisa about it, and like they're all stoked too. She been investing in my music stuff, so
If I invested in your music stuff, what's she doing?
I mean, she bought all my studio equipment. At the time now, I know what she is, paralegal, and
What did you think she was? You said a paralegal?
well, yeah, that's what she told me.
Okay,
Yes,
and Nina was a,
A lawyer, attorney.
okay. And you knew that back then, that they both were in the legal field.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, they let you shoot videos in their driveway, women crawling on their cars, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they were all down with the music stuff. Like, they helped me out because I don't know anything about the legal stuff, so they helped me out with like some of the beats I had to purchase for the song. Like, I can't use certain. I can only sell so many units, and I didn't know nothing about none of this stuff. So they helped me in that area. Like, I would send them like the documents of the contracts that I had to sign for the beats that I'm purchasing.
Okay.
So
They would help, they would take
they're
care
all
of
in. Yeah,
that
they're all in.
kind of stuff.
Yes, ma'am. They're all.
Hold on,
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am.
You have to, you have to wait till he's done with his answer to ask the question, and then you have to wait till she's completely done asking the question before you answer. Okay? That's all right.
Yes, John. So they helped you with all the kind of legal stuff, paperwork, things like that. They took care of all that for you.
Yes, ma'am.
So the show, Lisa and Nina go to, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And they follow behind y'all in the van.
Yes, ma'am.
Who paid for that trip?
Lisa and Nina.
And you get down there on the on the 2nd, October 2nd, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all spent Friday night there at the hotel?
Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
And,
Y'all have a good time?
yes, ma'am. It was fun. Had a lot of fun.
Everybody drinking?
We had our own section, bottles. I mean, the whole
VIP experience?
VIP experiences, everything.
And Lisa was there, Nina was there. Was Lisa walking around?
Walking around.
Walking around the club, able to move around? Okay.
Well, she was, as far as like just
Just
moving
being
around.
able to walk. I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
talking about.
Oh, you talking about because of surgery?
Yeah, because
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So her surgery wasn't getting in the way of her good time.
Oh no, she a soldier. She gonna make it.
She says she's a soldier.
Oh yeah. Well,
Okay, she's gonna make it.
yeah.
She
She.
can power through that stuff.
Oh yeah. She wants to get something done. She gonna get it done.
How'd the show go?
It went good. We had a lot of fun. Like I said,
Like how did your part of the show go?
oh, it went good. Me and Freddie performed.
And that night, did Lisa and Nina want you to go to their room?
Well, that was the plan. Like they rented 3 rooms, so it was 2 rooms was supposed to be split between my homeboys, and then the other room was supposed to be us 3.
And did you go spend some time with them in their room for a little while?
We'll go in there. I'll tell the boys like, come on, man, let's go take a shower and stuff. But that wasn't the majority of the time I spent. I spent it with my boys.
Okay, you ended up spending the night in one of the guys' rooms,
Yeah.
right? You guys go back to home the next day,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
Sure, you have to enter
Oh,
out
yeah.
with work.
So, yes, ma'am.
and you go back to Kensington, the house on Kensington in Mesquite.
Mesquite, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that's on October 4th, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember what time you got back?
That was,
Ish.
we left early because checkout was at 12, so it took about an hour or 2. So I'd say about like 3-ish, 4-ish.
What did you do after that?
When we got to the house, we just unpacked. Everybody was just ready to kind of like get back to doing what they do. Jordan hopped in his car, left. I think B hopped in his car, burnt off, and me and Dex were just talking about we can celebrate, go out.
So everybody else, they're getting ready for the next day. They're done partying for the weekend. Their Dax want to go celebrate.
Yes,
And did you guys go down to Deep Ellum together?
yes, ma'am.
Did you go pick him up at his place?
Yes, ma'am.
And did he live at the Manor House?
Yes, ma'am.
That's kind of downtown-ish
It is
area.
downtown.
And you pick him up. Y'all go out. Do you remember about what time you get there?
Say about 11.
11ish. Okay. Did you invite Nina and Lisa to go with you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did they say anything about wanting to go with you or anything like that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Lisa had to work the next day, right? On Monday.
I mean,
You don't know.
I know it's scheduled like that, so
You get there about 11 p.m. What do you guys do?
we go hit up all our bars that we hit up. This is our like community right here.
Everybody knows you down there.
Everybody knows us down here. Like
Okay,
this is where we're at every weekend for the last 2-3 years. Like literally, like everybody knows us down here.
And to this day, if I go down there, I'm gonna find Dax on the weekends.
You can see him right there, same spot,
Same spot.
same spot where you'll see me at every weekend.
A lot of people know you. A lot of people have talked with you a lot. And at some point, you guys were, I think, in Fun Society.
Yes, ma'am.
And did your mother of your younger child come in?
Yes, ma'am.
Jasmine?
Yes, ma'am.
And you saw her.
Mm-hmm.
What you guys?
You have to use words,
I'm so sorry.
follow the instruction and use words when you answer.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
When you saw her, what did you guys do?
When I seen Jasmine,
Yes.
but we wasn't seeing eye to eye at this time.
Why weren't you seeing eye to eye?
Just me and my lifestyle, partying and stuff. She wanted me to be there more, and I just wanted to do my thing. So we'll have this little
So
argument.
y'all got into an argument.
Yeah, little arguments and stuff.
This was about your daughter, right?
Yes.
Were you aware that some paperwork had been filed with family court on your behalf to, I guess, see your daughter more?
I didn't know until I came here.
Okay, so you didn't know that there was a filing on your behalf, like a suit affecting parent-child relationship? I know that sounds super legal. Did you know that that had been filed on your behalf?
No, ma'am.
But you and Jasmine weren't seeing eye to eye because she wants you to be that dad.
Yes, ma'am.
She wants you to take the kids to soccer practice or whatever, or be there for birthdays, be there every day, that kind of dad.
But I think she wanted more out of me and us two, you know, like me and her.
And she wanted to be with you.
Yes.
Jasmine was always in love with
Yes, ma'am.
you. Okay. And so y'all weren't seeing eye to eye on that either.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
You're okay. You guys weren't seeing eye to eye on that, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And so you skipped out of there. You didn't want to talk to her. You didn't want to have any kind of, conversation about that night.
No, I'm not for negative energy. I don't want to argue with you, conversate about this stuff. So when I see her, I turn around like, I already know where it can go, especially with her. She can get real crazy.
You get loud.
Yes.
Okay. And typically when you run into conflict and you run into problems, what is your MO? What is it that you do?
I run.
You don't face it, do you?
No, not at all.
Okay. So you guys skip out of Punk Society, kind of go out on the back, and then y'all are kind of standing on the sidewalk. What happens next?
That's when we see Marisela.
Tell Drew about that. How did that go down?
Well, as soon as we left Punk, we walked outside the back. But she was where the mother of my child was. How the bar set up, it's like right by the front door, so I didn't want to pass her to go out. So we went through the back, and I came through the front, and we're on the side street. We're just chilling, chopping it up, talking. Dax ends up seeing one of his homeboys. Dax ends up seeing one of his friends, and we're just out there smoking a cigarette, talking to each other. And Marisela just walks by.
Okay. And on this map right here, here's on premise. Where's Punk Society? Okay, this way?
It's no, to the right in the
Right there?
No. Oh yeah, yes ma'am.
Right there.
It's the corner where you were at the first time. The corner. No.
I haven't been down to Deep Ellum in a long
Well, okay.
time.
Do you see the number 201? It had the 201
201.
on top. It's that
Right there.
corner. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right there at that corner.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So.
So y'all are standing out there.
Oh no, that's where you asked where Punk was at. That's Punk.
That's Punk.
Yes,
Okay. Where were you standing
We
when
were
you saw
standing-
Marisela?
Across the street from
Across the street over here?
like a little more where it says Dallas,
Right there.
like in between that two, like in the middle.
In that area?
In the middle between like the Dada and like the Rodeo Dallas kind of. It's like right.
Right
Yeah.
there.
Yes, ma'am.
Where that white car is.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you guys are standing there. Where do you see Marisela?
She walks from like the opposite way from the Harmony or whatever. What is it?
Armory and DE?
Yes, ma'am. She walks from that way.
So she's walking towards you?
Yes, ma'am. Towards me.
Okay. And you and Dax are standing there smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, just talking.
And what happens?
She walks by,
Y'all make eye contact?
make eye contact. And she smiles at me. I smile at her, and she walks by. I think I might even say, hey, have a good night or something. You know, she walks by, she passes us up, and then she turns around and comes back. And she starts asking about, hey, like, do any of y'all know where to find some weed?
Okay, she's looking for some weed.
Yeah, she's looking for some weed.
When she walked past you the first time, could you tell? I mean, and you're a ladies' man, right?
Yes,
I mean,
ma'am.
you know how to flirt. You know how to talk to women at bars. Was it obvious the way y'all exchanged looks? Was it that kind of look
Yes, ma'am.
where you guys are attracted to each other?
Yes,
She
ma'am.
thinks she's pretty.
Yes, ma'am.
She thinks you're cute.
Yes, ma'am.
And then she turns back around to come talk to you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, ma'am.
You guys talk. She asks you for some weed. Y'all chatted up for a while. What was the conversation like?
She was just talking about, do you know where to find some weed? She just wanted to smoke.
Y'all chat there for a little while. What kind of, I mean, was it a good conversation?
I mean, it was just about the whole weed situation. She wanted to smoke, and I was just like, hey, like, I got some, you know, like, what are you looking for? And she was like, I'm just looking to smoke. You know, and I was like, okay, like, we can smoke.
Okay. And go ahead, Charles. So you guys are gonna go smoke. Where are you gonna go smoke?
In my car.
Okay, so you walk her to your car. Was she stumbling around or anything?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you guys walk to the car. Y'all sit in the car. Y'all talk for a while.
Yes, ma'am.
How long?
Say about, I don't know. We're talking for just getting to know each other.
Okay. You guys smoke some weed.
Not there.
What did you do next?
We just talked about hanging out. So she wanted to hang out. I had a bottle in the car. She wanted to drink some more. So we went to go get some chasers and mixers. We went to the store.
And the store's kind of down there. That 7-Eleven is near Deep Ellum. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
At what point did you guys decide to go back to your house?
Well, we made it before we even left to the 7-Eleven. We had made the decision.
Did you know you were leaving Dax there?
Yeah, I texted him actually.
Okay.
Told him.
And what'd you tell him?
I was just like, cause I mean, it's just a guy code to not leave your homeboy, like for a female, you know, like. Plus we came with each other too, so I'm texting him like, hey man, I was like, I got this girl, she wants to hook up. I'm like, you wanna, I could pick you up afterwards or something, and you know, like, is it cool if I get you afterwards or something? He's like, man, yeah, go do your thing, you know.
Okay. So go to 7-Eleven. You guys go to Mesquite. And this was her suggestion too. She wanted to hang out, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Go
ma'am.
to parties more.
Yes, ma'am.
How did you feel about taking her back to Mesquite that night?
I didn't think nothing of it because this is.
Yeah, why did you guys go to Mesquite instead of back to her place?
Well, the conversation we had in the car, she was telling me that she had a room, and I was trying to go back to her room, but she told me that she had somebody there. She didn't want to go back to her room and stuff. She was like, I prefer going to your spot.
So you take it back to your spot. You get there. Were Nina and Lisa awake at that time that you're aware of?
I don't know if they're awake or not, but I know they were there. I don't know if they're awake or not.
Okay. So it's not like you walk in and tell them, hey, I've got a woman here or anything like that.
No, ma'am.
In fact, since that conversation that you had about, hey, we just want it to be us, did you, I guess, try to be a little more discreet about when you had women over? When I say discreet, I mean secretive. Like, did you try to make sure that maybe Lisa's bedroom door was shut, or that she wasn't out walking around while you brought these women home?
Well, after the conversation, because I told her about our agreement was I could still do what I wanted to do.
Right.
So I think she just accepted what
Okay.
she still wanted me there at the house. So I don't think she wanted to. She just
The right to
accepted.
vote on that.
Yeah, I think she just accepted it.
Now, when we're talking about bringing women home, is it every night?
Not every night.
Okay. Sometimes you go to other places.
Yeah, I stay at their houses or something, but
Sometimes you bring some people over.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. In fact, you brought Medlin over once or twice.
Yes, ma'am.
So here's the garage right here. Is this the way that you guys came in?
Yes, ma'am.
And you go through the garage into the dining area, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you kind of walk through here. Which one of these is your bedroom? This one or this one?
The one all the way to the end, to the corner, the right corner.
This one?
Yes, ma'am.
I can't see which room that is. Thank you.
Thank you. And this is State's Exhibit 179. So it's this corner bedroom right there, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is your studio?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you walk through here, and when you come to this corner, did you look and see if that bedroom door was open or closed?
Yeah, I looked. It was
Okay.
closed.
It was closed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you brought Marisela in your bedroom.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then what did you do?
What I do, anytime I bring a girl over, I turn my music on because I know we're about to.
Well, you know you're about to, but I mean, you don't know that for a fact, do you?
Mm.
That's what your intent is, right?
Well, it's not my intent. It always just ends up happening. We just end up feeling for each other, and
Okay.
ends up leading to that.
Okay, so you're playing some music. Y'all drinking some more?
Drinking, smoking.
And what was Marisela like talking to her?
I mean, she was cool. She was real cool, funny. I mean, we,
Nice,
yes, ma'am.
sweet.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you want to meet back up with her again?
Yeah, we actually had a conversation about linking up because she was talking about the flight that she was supposed to take and all this stuff. So we were talking about exchanging infos and meeting up again.
And kind of an approach. Now, Station 179, that's a floor map of your, that's up on the screen right now. That's just kind of a floor plan of the Kensington house, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And is this the same floor map? Does it appear to be the same thing?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that up there?
Yes, ma'am.
Chuck, I want you to take this marker and draw for me in your bedroom where your bed is. Okay, just label that bed for me. And then what do you have right there in that, on that wall?
It's like a dresser, like a TV on here.
Okay. You're on, and does that look like an accurate representation of your bedroom furniture?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have any tables or anything else?
I had a.
You draw that on there?
This is like a mirror right here, and I have like a side little.
Little side table?
Yeah, like a little dresser thing.
Okay. Does that look like an accurate representation of your bedroom?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Your Honor, statement to office dates 334 for all purposes.
No objection, Judge.
All right, exhibit number 334 diagram is admitted for all purposes.
So your bed's right there,
Yes, ma'am.
and that's your TV stand. This is kind of the door to your bedroom area, little table right there.
No,
That's,
that's a mirror on the wall. On the yes, ma'am.
that's the mirror, I'm sorry, that's the mirror, and this is your little bedside table, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you guys are drinking, listening to music, hanging out. What happens next? Fall asleep?
No, we end up.
Y'all have sex?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And after you have sex, what happens next?
We chill, chop it up, talk for a little bit, smoke a cigarette. Well, I smoke a cigarette, and
Did she smoke cigarettes?
no, she didn't.
She didn't smoke any cigarettes while you were there?
Not around me.
And smoke cigarettes, talk, chat a little bit, then what?
Fell asleep.
Were you aware that she had to leave the next day to catch a flight?
Yes, ma'am.
And was it your plan to wake her up, take her back, wherever she needed to be?
I mean, at that time we wasn't even thinking about any of that.
You didn't have a phone?
No.
So you're asleep. Tell me what happens next.
I wake up to her screaming, saying, "Help me, help me!" And I look up and it's just from all the movement going on in the bed. That's when I wake up and I see Lisa on top of her.
What is she doing?
She's like with the knife coming down like this. And once I notice the knife, so I push Lisa off of her.
What happens when you push this off of her?
Just my reaction was just to push her, and I pushed her hard, and her and Marisela like tumble over and fall towards where the window's at right there. They fall towards the end of the bed.
Right here?
Yes, ma'am. But like towards more towards the corner.
This way?
Yes, ma'am.
And what happens next?
Lisa still got a hold of her. As I get up, I'm still trying to process what the hell is going on. I see Lisa still grabbing her. I jump over the bed, and as I come over to the bed, I'm trying to pry Lisa off of her, pull her apart, and Lisa got to like her hair or something to where she can't. She's trying to like get off of her, and I'm trying to pry them apart. You know how it's like if you hold something and somebody's trying to pull and you like let it go.
Yeah.
Like Marcella just ends up as I'm pulling them off. It's like Lisa just kind of like let go, and she just tumbles over. She tumbles over and she falls on the bed. I mean, I look behind me. She falls on the bed, and I look towards Lisa, and I grab Lisa, and I pin her to the wall, and I'm like, "What the f is? What the f are you doing?" You know? And she's like, "I told you not to bring any more girls over here."
What else did she say?
She She's like, I'm tired of this.
And you can quote, if you need to say a curse word quote, I want you to quote and tell this jury exactly what you remember Lisa saying to you.
She just said that I told you not to bring any more girls over here while you're disrespecting us. I do everything for you. And she was just like, you need to get your little bitch, and I need to leave now. I need to leave.
And what were you doing? What were you saying?
I was just like, that's all you had to fucking say, you know? She's a bitch.
That's all right. You make it in.
What did you say to her?
That's what I said. I said, that's all you had to fucking say, you know? And as I turn around, I'm fixing to tell Marisela, like, let's go. And she's just there.
Just there?
Just lifeless, like, gone. Just blood all over her. Like, I didn't know what to do.
So what did you do?
I mean, I just woke up to this, so it's still like, I'm not even registering everything. In my mind, I'm like, this can't be happening. I go to the restroom, I come out of the room, and I come to the restroom, turn the light on, I throw water on my face, trying to like tell myself like, wake up, you know, like this is not happening. Throw water on my face, and that's when I realized I'm still naked. I drop the towel, put the towel on, come back in, and Lisa's just still standing there, like just looking at her, just staring at her, just laying there.
Staring at Marisela?
Yes, and I could hear her saying something. Like I can't recall what she's saying, but it sounds like she's saying like, what did I do? And as I come in, like I see the whole scene again, and I yell at Lisa. I'm like, Lisa, and she's like not snapping out of it. She's just like staring. I'm like, Lisa, like we have to fucking call. Excuse my French. I'm so sorry.
Going, that's fine.
No, I'm so sorry.
Go ahead. What do you tell Lisa?
I'm like, Lisa, you have to call 911. She's like, no, like hold on, think about what you're doing before you do it. And to me, like registering that, I was just thinking about the whole scene. Like I'm with her, I'm the last one with her. She's in my room. You know, it looks like I did something. So I'm like, well, you need to figure this shit
You
out.
can say, if you're quoting yourself, Mr. Beltran, you can say it. Okay, I want you to tell us exactly what you're thinking, the words you're thinking, and what you're saying to Lisa. Okay?
Yeah, I was just like, you need to figure this shit out. You told me to fucking leave. Like, you did this shit. Like, you need to, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? I can't deal with this. Like, it was just so much to deal with. And I put my clothes on and grabbed my stuff and left.
And the clothes you're talking about, you came in, and where were your clothes?
Well, my dresser was right there. So I just grabbed some stuff out of my dresser real quick, put it on.
Did she ask you to do anything when you told her to figure this shit out?
When I was leaving, when I told her, I was like, I can't deal with this shit. She was telling me like, grab Nina, tell Nina to come in here. And that's when, like right when I was leaving, the door right here, like I said, their room is right here. So their door was open, and right before I was leaving, I could see Nina in the bedroom, just in the bed. Yeah, right there.
Where's the bed? Right there?
It's like the end, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you said the door was open?
Yes, ma'am. This one right here.
And we're pointing at States Exhibit 33. You said the door was open, and you could see Nina in there?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, 334. States 334. The door was open, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
And you could see Nina?
Mm-hmm.
And what did Nina look like?
I mean, from what I seen, she looked spooked too. She just looked like real spooked. Like, I'm pretty sure she heard what the hell was going on.
And what did you say to Nina?
I was like, hey, Nina, Lisa wants you. I was like, I'm gone. I'm leaving. Like, and that's when I left.
And you left out of the garage, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you left in your alley.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll talk about what you did after the Audi here in a minute. I just want to show you a few photographs. This is States 248. That looked like a picture of your empty bedroom, right? Is it hard to say?
Yeah, it's hard to say because it kind of looks like the yeah.
Okay. Let's look at States 274. Is that any easier to tell?
still kind of hard. I mean,
Okay.
looks like it though.
Looks like it though?
Yes, ma'am.
So if that's your bedroom, which wall, would it be this wall that your bed's on or this wall?
The first one that you went through. Yes,
This
ma'am.
side?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so y'all would have been, the bed would have extended out this way and, you said Marisela was on your left side?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you would have pushed Lisa and Marisela off into the floor.
Don't
over here.
object to the consultation, she's.
We're staying, no wait.
Which side was Marisela on?
She was on the left side.
And where did you push them off to?
The left side. That's where they rolled off to.
Okay. Can you turn around and look up there on the TV screen? Just point to the area where they landed.
And then all right here.
And say 274. Did you say that's consistent with the area that they landed?
Yes, ma'am.
States 276. Does that appear to be the same area?
Yes, ma'am.
But when you lived there, there was carpet there?
Yes, that's why it looked a little different.
Now, you said you left in the alley. Do you have a plan? Do you have any idea what you were gonna do?
No, I'm still trying to process everything that just happened.
Do you recall about what time, in the morning? Let me go back just a minute. I don't think I asked you this. Did Lisa have blood on her?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did she have blood?
She had like a white nightgown little thing, and it was all over her.
All over the front of her?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see Marisela? You said you turned and looked over your shoulder. Did you see Marisela?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see where, her injuries were?
Not her injuries. I just seen blood.
Where did you see blood?
It was just all over her,
And you're pointing to all over,
like her chest area, all right here.
okay, her chest area and all over here.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you left the house in the Audi. Do you recall about what time?
It was still kind of like dark, so it was like becoming morning, I guess.
About dawn?
Dawn, there.
And where did you go?
I went to my girlfriend's house.
Did you go in?
No, ma'am.
What did you do there?
I just sat in the parking lot. I sparked me up a little piece of blunt. I'm still trying to process everything that happened.
And during that time, did you think about calling the police?
No, ma'am.
What did you do next? I mean, about how long did you stay in the apartment, parking lot?
Stayed there for quite a bit.
And do you recall what you did after that?
I'm just trying to figure out everything to get my mind off of what just happened because I'm still trying to process everything. So I know what happened, but it's like in my mind, I'm like, it didn't happen. You know, I'm like, that couldn't have happened.
But it did happen.
But it did happen. Yes, ma'am.
Did you go get an oil change after that?
Yes, ma'am.
At the Take 5 oil change off of Linden?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was, do you recall about what time?
It was still early morning, still morning time. Like I said, I'm trying to do everything to get my mind off of what just happened.
What did you do after the oil change?
After the oil change, I went to Dykes' house.
And did you ever reach out to Nina or Lisa that day?
No, ma'am.
You recall if they ever tried to call you?
No, ma'am.
What'd you do that night?
I think I met up with one of my friends.
You remember which friend?
Melanie.
Madeline?
Melanie.
Okay. And what did you and Madeline do?
Well, I was supposed to meet up with her the night I met Marisela, but of course I was with Marisela, so I had
I mean, you ghosted her, right?
ghosted.
Madeline.
Yes, ma'am.
So you met up with Madeline that night.
Yeah, I had to, of course, make that up. So like, I'm still trying to get everything out of my head. So I hit her up, and we ended up meeting up.
And looking back on it now, can you see how shallow and selfish that sounds?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead and mark your spot. We've been having testimony for about 2 hours. We will go ahead and take a 10-minute warning break.
All right.
Can you check your connection? It wasn't working.
Did you hang out with Medlin? Did you hang out with your friends? Who did you hang out with?
With Madeline?
Did you tell her anything about what had happened?
No, ma'am.
Did you hear? Do you remember when you started hearing from Lisa again?
It was like days after.
Did you talk to her at all? I mean, you didn't talk to her at all in between.
No, once you did that and made the comment to leave, I mean, I didn't want to talk. I had nothing to talk about with her.
Do you remember if she started trying to call you?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she try to call you several times?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you answer?
Eventually, I did.
At some point in the days after, did you talk to her?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you talked to her, was Nina on the phone as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did y'all say? What was the conversation?
They were just asking me where have I been? Am I okay? Come back home. Everything's okay.
And when they said come back home, what did they tell you about how the home was?
They said back to normal. Everything's good. Just come home.
Did they tell you what happened to Marisela?
No, ma'am. But I mean, I figured.
Did you return back to the house?
Eventually, I did.
And what did you do when you returned?
I didn't want to be around them, so I went when they weren't there. I packed some clothes and stuff and left.
What's your ring look like?
Spotless. Like nothing ever happened.
When you saw Marisela, you looked over your shoulder and you saw her bleeding from here. You said lifeless. Did you know she was dead?
I mean, I've never seen a person dead before only on movies, but I mean, it looked to what I've seen. There was nothing I could do.
So when you went back to the house, you said it was spotless.
It's completely clean, like bed made. Everything was how I usually leave it.
What'd you do all that week?
The club was this is during the whole, I guess, pandemic stuff was starting to die down, and the club was starting to open back up. So like me and Dykes and the people that work at the club were meeting up at the bar to figure out what we're gonna do to open up.
Were you going about your business, trying to act normal?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you tell anybody what had happened?
No, ma'am.
In fact,
Yeah.
did you tell Dax
Yes, he was. So he's on trial. I think either February or April, Josie. So Nina, Lisa, and him are all charged. And he's either February or April. He's up, but I'm not sure what his charges actually are.
actually saw Dax the day after you saw Marisela murdered? What did you tell him about Marisela?
I mean, he asked. I mean, just homeboy to homeboy, he asked what we did that night, and I told him, we had sex, and after that, I talked her off, and that was it.
Why didn't you want to tell Dax?
I don't know how you tell somebody you just witnessed somebody murder like that,
days after, just going about your business? Did you ever think about calling the police later down the road?
I've always had it in the back of my mind, but I always thought that it could be pointed to me.
Why'd you think that?
I mean, they're attorneys, they have good jobs, they don't have no record. Me, I look like the bad guy. I was scared.
Without Lisa, did you have any money, any means to travel or anything like that?
No, that was my source of income.
At some point, did you become aware that your face was being, kind of blasted out there as the last person to be seen with her and stuff?
Yes. Well, first, as I'm going to the club and stuff, trying to open up, Freddie comes around and he showed me the missing photo of Marisela. And he's like, "Hey, this looks like the girl that you're with, you know." He's like, "What happened?" I'm like, I don't know.
That's what I was thinking, didn't you?
I know.
And after you found that out from Freddie, what did you do?
I go to my friend B's house, and I talked to him about it. Man, I said, I kind of wanted to tell him, but I just didn't know how. So I was just like, man, I'm going through some stuff right now, bro. Like, I don't know what to do. Like I need to figure something out. And he's like, man, like what's going on? Stuff. I'm like, it's hard to say. I need to figure something out. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, like, can you hit up our boy in New Orleans? I was like, I just need to duck off somewhere to figure something out, And
So did you go to New Orleans?
yes, ma'am.
Did you go to New Orleans with?
Melanie,
And how'd you guys get there?
we drove
Whose car?
the Tucson, Lisa's Tucson.
And so you drove to Tucson. Did you go back to the house to get to Tucson? How did you get to Tucson?
We met up and switched cars.
Who's we?
Me and Lisa. Yeah, Lisa called me, and she told me about, because my face was on the news and stuff, and she was like, "Hey, like, bring me the car. I don't want you to get caught up for anything you didn't do. You might get busted in the car. So bring it to me, and I'm gonna take care of it." So we switched cars.
And so you and Madeline go to New Orleans and to Tucson, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you get to New Orleans, well, let me back up just a little bit. At some point, did you get a phone call from Lisa, maybe about 10 days or so after you saw this happen? Did you get a phone call from her where she told you that the FBI contacted her?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did she tell you?
She just said that they reached out to her looking for me.
And what did she tell you? Did she tell you to do anything?
Yeah, that's why I went to New Orleans. She told me to get out of the city.
So after Lisa contacted you about the FBI, did she claim at all that she thought that was a fraudulent call? Did she say that she didn't think it was really the FBI?
Not that I remember.
But she told you to get out of town
Yes, ma'am.
and told you to bring the Audi so y'all could switch so you didn't get caught up in that car.
Yes, ma'am.
Because the Audi was on blast too, wasn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So you and Madeline take Tucson to New Orleans, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And where were y'all gonna stay?
Well, Lisa was funding me money to move around. She told me to get an Airbnb out there and just wait right there until she gave me word.
And the Airbnb, who booked that? Was it in your name or Madeline's name?
Madeline.
When you get to the Airbnb, what happens?
Stay there, I think like not even 2 nights. And we stayed there one night, and then the next day, she tells me about the Tucson now. I need to get rid of the Tucson.
Who tells you?
Lisa.
And did you get a phone call from Dax during that time period too?
Not that I remember.
So you talk to Lisa. Lisa tells you to get rid of the Tucson. So what's the plan?
At this point, I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of the Tucson now. So she tells me, me and Melanie talked, because Melanie left her car back in Dallas. So Lisa told me just to tell her to take the car to the house, drop the car off, and have Melanie come back and meet you up. So that's what we did.
Had you told Madeline what was going on at that time?
No, she asked, but
What'd you tell her?
I was just like, man, I don't know.
When she brought the car back, did she pick you up?
Who?
Madeline, I'm sorry. Did Madeline pick you up back in her car?
Yeah, well, after the Airbnb, like I told you before I left, I talked to my homeboy Brian, and he ended up hitting up my homeboy that stays in New Orleans. So when we left the Airbnb, that's why I ended up going to. So I was staying there, and when she left to go take to Tucson, Melanie came back to that same spot and met up with me there.
And what did you and Madeline do after that?
We stayed there about a week. Lisa said she's gonna give me a call, and she's gonna tell me when to save to like move around. And so I finally get the call, and she's like, "Hey, meet us in Pennsylvania, but make sure you don't let the girl come know where we're at." So I was like, okay.
Okay. So while you were in New Orleans, when you left Texas with Madeline, and probably right after you left, you had a phone with phone number 214-600-0181. Does that sound familiar?
I can't remember. It was
How many phones and phone numbers do you think you've had during that time period, if you can even guess?
I mean, I changed a lot. I break them, buy a new one. So I changed them a lot.
Before you went to New Orleans, did you get rid of that phone and get a new one?
Yes, ma'am.
So when Lisa is calling you, she's not calling you on the phone that you had here at that time.
No, ma'am.
Now, Lisa tells you that she's going to give you a call and tell you where to go. Where did she tell you to go?
To Pennsylvania to meet her and Nina.
And did you and Madeline drive up there?
Yes, ma'am.
And how was the ride?
It was cool, I guess.
It was okay?
Yeah.
Was it quiet?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you nervous?
Yes, ma'am.
Paranoid?
Everywhere I was going, yes, ma'am. I mean, my face was on the news and stuff, so.
At any time, Madeline wanted to leave because she had left.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, she drove you up to Pennsylvania. Do you know where in Pennsylvania you went?
No, like I said, I was just listening to Lisa's instructions. She was just telling me to get a hotel somewhere and that they're going to pick me up from there. She didn't want her to know where Lisa and Nina stayed.
She didn't want you to know.
She didn't want Melanie to know.
Okay. Where Lisa and Nina stayed in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, yeah.
She didn't want her to know where their house was.
Yes, ma'am. So she told me to get dropped off at a hotel, stay there, tell Melanie to go back home, and then they're going to pick me up from the hotel.
Okay. And did that happen?
Yes, ma'am.
And where did you go after that?
They picked me up and took me to the house in Pennsylvania.
Did you all stay in Pennsylvania?
Yes, for a little bit.
And then where did y'all go?
Well, I stayed there a couple of days by myself. They left. I don't know where they went. They flew somewhere or went somewhere. And then when they came back, they had this whole plan on let's go to Mexico.
Okay. Did you have a passport?
No, ma'am.
How'd you get a passport?
Nina and Lisa set that all up.
Where'd y'all go to get a passport?
We drove to Buffalo.
And y'all stayed for a while in Buffalo?
Yes, ma'am. Rented a couple hotels. I mean, they were taking me to sightseeing and stuff and do all this.
How'd that make you feel going sightseeing?
I was pissed at them. I was so mad because I was like, I'm trying to figure out this. Once I got linked up with them, I'm trying to figure out how to clear my name from this because I'm literally kind of blackmailing Lisa now. Like, hey, you know what you did? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you sending me out here? And she's like, just chill. We're gonna get all this cleared for you. We're gonna get all this cleared.
Now, you had a passport appointment, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have to go once or twice to the passport office?
Twice.
You went the first time, what happened?
Nina had already had all the paperwork filled out and stuff, so I just went there. I already had a picture taken and stuff, so I just had to sign some papers. And
Go ahead, I'm sorry to spell check. Go ahead.
yeah, I had to sign some papers and stuff, and then there was a reason why I couldn't get it. I guess they had enough information, so they told me I had to get something and come back.
Now, let's switch back real quick to your first, Megan, the mother of your first child, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she put you on child support?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever pay child support?
No, ma'am.
Were you aware that if you have a backlog of child support, that you can't get a passport? Did you know that?
No, ma'am.
Did you pay off your back child support?
No, ma'am.
Do you know who did?
Yes, ma'am.
Who paid off the back child support?
Nina.
Do you have any idea how much child support you owe?
Well, after the whole payment thing was going on, they told me
How much?
it was like 20 grand,
20 grand?
20, 30, like somewhere around there. But they said that they would lift it or something if they pay like half of it, or majority of it,
They would lift the passport.
to let me get a passport. Yes, ma'am.
Now, were you able to get a passport?
Yeah. After they made the whole call to do all that. Yes, ma'am.
And so at the second appointment, did that process go through?
I didn't go in because, like I said, they needed some additional information. So Nina went in for me, and she acted as my attorney or a cousin or something, and she ended up getting the passport.
They mentioned they wanted to go to Mexico, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Was this a vacation? Was this a stay? Did you know?
Well, I mean, to them, they were portraying it to me like, hey, like, just to clear your mind so you won't think about stuff and watch your back this whole time while we're trying to figure how to clear your name from this. We're going to go to Mexico where, of course, like, I guess my face won't be over there in that country or state.
How'd you get to Mexico?
We drove.
And you remember when you went to Mexico?
I mean,
You remember how long you stayed?
say about 3 weeks
About 3 weeks,
to a month.
2 months?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when they first took you down to Mexico, did they stay with you the whole time?
No, ma'am.
What did they do?
They left.
And did they drive or did they fly?
They flew. They said they had to take care of some stuff back in the States, which I didn't understand. They left, and I stayed there.
What car did you guys drive down?
The Maserati.
Maserati?
Yes, ma'am.
And then at some point, do you know what happened to the Audi?
No, ma'am.
At some point, did you get a new car?
Yes, ma'am.
What'd you get?
A Jeep Wrangler.
Okay. Did they bring that Jeep down to you in Mexico?
Yes, ma'am.
Chuck, I'm showing you, this has been marked States 300. This is the second page, States 300. Does that appear to be that same Jeep?
Yes, ma'am.
And then at some point, you all drove back. You said you stayed down there about 3 weeks to a month.
Yes, ma'am. Maybe longer. I can't really remember. It was quite a bit of time.
And looking back at States 300, the first page, that's you, Charles Anthony Beltran. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you crossed back, you said you drove back from Mexico into the United States. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have one car or two cars?
2 cars.
What 2 cars did you have?
The Maserati and the Jeep.
Who rode what car?
Me and Lisa was in a Jeep, and Nina was in a Maserati.
Have you ever seen that document before?
No, ma'am.
So you crossed over from Mexico to the United States. Do you remember where, like what state you crossed over into?
No, ma'am.
Where did you guys go after you came back from Mexico?
Whichever side, because we stayed in Albuquerque, New Mexico, so whatever side, that's what side we left on.
Okay, that's the side you came in on is near Albuquerque.
That's the side, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so after you came back across the border, did you guys go to Albuquerque?
Yes, ma'am.
You stayed there?
Yes, ma'am.
How long did you stay there?
Just a night, just to rest, and then get back on the road.
And then where'd you go?
Their plan was to go to Miami.
Did you go with them?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you got to Miami, how long? Do you remember how long that took to get to Miami?
Some days. We would just stop, rent a hotel, and keep on going. We'll rent a hotel for the night.
I mean, so you guys were on the run.
Yes,
Seems like.
yes, ma'am.
When you
Well,
got
to me,
Miami,
it was me on the run because my face was on the thing. So they were just comfortable with trying to go out to eat and all this stuff, and I wasn't.
and at that point, I mean, you still hadn't told anybody what happened.
I mean, I'm just with them now. Like I'm not talking to nobody.
Were you relying on them to take care of you?
Well, in Mexico, there was a whole ordeal where, because after the whole thing with Marisela happened and she told me to leave, like the dynamic of our relationship just, so we knew that we were going to separate from each other, but I was staying with them because they kept on telling me that they were going to clear my name from this. They even contacted a lawyer, had me on speakerphone with them, telling me about that I'm good to move around, like I have nothing to worry about.
Talking about your social media, this is kind of early on, going back. Did you get some instructions from Lisa about what to do with your social media?
Yeah, sure. That's why the phone call with the lawyer. I don't even know if it was a real lawyer. I don't know, but he was basically saying that I'm good to keep on doing your social media things and all that stuff. So yeah, she would just tell me to keep post like I'm just living life, like nothing's going on.
Like nothing's going on.
Yes, ma'am.
And would you post old videos and things like that made it appear you were in Dallas?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, getting back to Mexico, we kind of skipped over the part of Mexico. Were they there with you the whole time in Mexico?
No, ma'am.
How long do you think you were there by yourself?
I stayed there about a week by myself.
At some point, did you have somebody come visit you in Mexico?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was that?
Madeline.
Okay. And how long did you stay?
She stayed about a week. Yeah, about a week.
And why did she leave?
Well, the first time she left, because she left 2 times.
Okay.
So the first time she left, I knew that Lisa and Nina was coming back, and she always talked about her uncle living in Mexico, and she wanted to visit him. So when she came to see me, and when I knew Lisa and Nina was coming back, I told her, I was like, hey, like, why don't you go meet up with your uncle and stuff, and later on I'll come meet you at your uncle's house and stuff. I was just trying to get her away from them two.
Okay.
I didn't want them two to see her with me over there.
Okay.
So-
And something happened when she went to go visit her uncle with her car. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have to go pick her up?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any idea what town you were in when you had to pick her up?
It was a town like right next to the town where we were in San Carlos, and it was like literally like it's a highway that not even a highway, it's like a little freeway. You just hit the corner and you're in a whole other little area. Oh, I forgot what it's called though.
And so you picked her up from there,
Yes, ma'am.
and you took back to San Carlos with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Were Nina and Lisa on the way? Were they coming in?
Yes, ma'am.
And what'd you do about that issue?
About what? Like
About meddling and having meddling there with Lisa and Nina?
I was just trying to figure out how to get Madeline out of there because that whole situation that happened with Marisela.
And how did you get her out of there?
Well, Lisa be having these. She has these crazy dreams sometimes, and she be telling me about them. And one day we were talking.
I don't want you to tell me about that part right now, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
We can get after that, but were you able to get Madeline
Yes, yes, ma'am.
out of there?
Yes, ma'am.
Did Lisa see her? Did she know she was there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did Madeline come and hang out with everybody, or did you keep her off in her room?
Yeah, I kept her in the room.
At some point, I mean, was she there very long at the same time with Nina and Lisa?
No, it was like literally like one night.
Okay. And how did you get Madeline to wherever she needed to go?
I got her a little bus ticket, and I told her again I'll meet her. I'll meet her later on, and then dropped her off at the bus place. She ended up going to I forgot where she was going, but she ended up leaving.
And she had family down there in Mexico, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So I kind of backtracked a little bit, but you were telling the jury about traveling from Albuquerque to Miami. Where did you all stay when you got to Miami? Where did you all stay? I'm sorry, where did you all stay when you got to Miami?
They rented a hotel. It was like one of the like long stay hotels. We stayed there for a couple of nights, and then it was like low budget, so they didn't want to stay there too long. So they ended up looking for an apartment, and they ended up finding an apartment, and we moved in there.
Okay, so when you moved into the apartment, did y'all have furniture?
Not
Did they
that-
have to go buy furniture?
They ended up leaving, and I guess they ended up getting the furniture from Pennsylvania and bringing it to.
To the apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know what happened to all the furniture that was in the Kensington house?
No, ma'am.
So they brought the furniture from Pennsylvania, moved into Miami. Do you recall the name of the apartment complex?
Yes, ma'am. It's called Parkside Kendall.
And how long did you stay there?
3 weeks a month.
3 weeks to a month? Okay. Were they there with you?
Well, at first, like there was no furniture in there, so they left. So they left, went to Pennsylvania, picked up all the furniture, and drove it back to Miami.
And after they drove that furniture back to Miami, were they there most of the time?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing during that time?
I mean, I never been to Miami, so I'll just kind of just take a drive and see everything.
Were you concerned about your face being out there?
Yes, ma'am.
Now in Miami, you met somebody, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Who did you meet?
Nicole.
And how'd you meet Nicole?
I was in a grocery store, and we walked down the aisle, and I seen her. She seen me, and we started talking.
And what happened from there?
I mean, we exchanged numbers, you know, and she was asking where I'm from.
What'd you tell her?
I told her Pennsylvania. I didn't want to tell her Texas because my whole face was on the news and stuff. So I told her Pennsylvania. And
What'd you tell her your name was?
Antonio.
Antonio?
Yeah, which is my name anyway in Spanish though.
Okay, your middle name?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you guys start kind of spending some time together?
Yeah, not right off the rip, but it was like a couple days passed. We would text each other and then meet up.
Did you bring her up to the house?
Yes, ma'am.
And was Nina and Lisa there when you took her to the house?
No, not at the beginning. Like I said, they were gone. They left for that like week or so. So I had the apartment to myself.
You had mentioned before that the relationship between you and Lisa and Nina had changed quite a bit. Did you trust them?
No.
When you were in Miami, did you ever bring Nicole over to the apartment when Lisa and Nina were there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Had you done anything to kind of make yourself feel more secure in the house?
Yes, ma'am.
What'd you do?
I just made sure that I was up, stayed by the door. I actually put a whole table in front of the door so I could block it, just to be aware of what's going on around me.
Did you put any cameras up?
Yes, ma'am.
And
I had the ring, the little ring. I don't know what they're called. They're like small little like desktop little. You just sit them on anything.
at some point, did Nicole, back to cameras, how many cameras do you think put up?
I put up two. I put up one, like leading towards to the door, and then because how the apartment was set up, when you walk into the door, there's a restroom to the left, like right when you come in, and that restroom leads to the bedroom right there, and then it's a hallway straight. So I got one camera coming this way, and then the other way to get to from the room to the living room is there's another door on the opposite side. So I put another camera from the refrigerator right here to that door.
And what would they do with the cameras?
When I leave, they will like turn them down.
How'd that make you feel?
I mean, I was mad because I wanted to see what was going on. I wanted to make sure, just keep watch on them. And when I confirmed them about it, they were like, "Well, it feels like we're being watched, so we turn them down."
At some point, did Nicole know? Did she learn your true name?
Yes, ma'am.
And when she learned that, what did she ask you?
She asked me nothing.
She didn't ask you anything about it.
No, ma'am.
Okay. At some point, did you leave Miami?
Yes, ma'am.
Why'd you leave Miami?
Just the trust of them. When they did the whole camera thing, I just didn't know what they were talking about, what was being said. So the reason I stuck around is because, like I said, they were already promised me to clear my name from this, and we were gonna part ways because they were gonna sell this house. So money was involved too, which is selfish of me. But I wanted this money too. So
the plan was to sell the house in Pennsylvania, right?
yes, ma'am.
And at that point, there was going to be some sort of split of the money.
Yeah, they were gonna go their way. I was gonna go my way, and that was the plan.
What were you being told about the sale of the house in Pennsylvania?
They were just telling me that the amount that it could sell for, and the amount that I could get, and they just kept telling me to wait till the house sells. You know, like, we got you. Just keep calm, because, like I said, it's selfish of me that I was doing this, but I was using it as blackmail a little bit to get the money.
And did you ever get any of that money?
No, I didn't even know the house sold.
You left Miami. Where did you go?
I went to New Orleans. Back to New Orleans.
Back to New Orleans?
Yes,
Did you
ma'am.
stay in New Orleans for a while?
Stayed there for a couple of days, and then it was just getting to be a lot, doing all this back and forth, running, ripping and running. So I had on my mind that I wanted to turn myself in, and I came to Dallas.
And who did you come see in Dallas?
A couple of my friends,
And who else did you see?
a couple girls that I used to deal with.
Okay, and did you stay with some of them?
Yes, ma'am.
At some point, did you go see Jasmine?
Yes, ma'am.
And Jasmine is the mother of your younger daughter, Charlie, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you and Jasmine, I guess, kind of tell the jury a little bit about your relationship with Jasmine.
It was love because I didn't have my kid around, so when she had a son, and I know how it is like for a boy not to have his dad around because I went through that. So her giving me the chance to even take care of her boy was like a lot to me. So I always had that love for her son, and them as a whole. So it was just that I just was living this crazy club lifestyle too. So it's just I wanted the family thing, but I was tied into both of these lifestyles. I couldn't just be that man for her.
And so, is Jasmine somebody you trusted?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you go to Jasmine?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did y'all talk about?
Well, we haven't talked since the whole club thing when I walked away from her. We haven't talked since then, and I just didn't know how to get in contact with her.
And were you able to get in contact with her?
Yes, ma'am. I went to her apartment and knocked on her door. Of course, I was like, what the heck am I doing? Because I was still kind of spooked from everything. So like, I just left. And I still didn't know how to get in contact with her. So I bought like a little like little stuffed bear. And I just threw it in like her back patio. And I hit her back glass. And I put my phone number on there. And I was like, hey, man, like, I really need some help. Like, hit me up. And so she hit me up.
Okay, and did you go to her house?
To her apartment.
To her apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you guys talk?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you stay there with her?
Yes, ma'am.
How long did you stay there?
I stayed there a couple of days.
What did you guys talk about?
She was just wondering what was going on with the whole thing. And like I said, I wasn't telling nobody anything. I was just like, man, like, I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm just trying to clear my name from this stuff, you know?
So you didn't tell her what really happened?
No, ma'am.
Did you guys, did you talk about turning yourself in?
Yes, ma'am.
And why didn't you tell Jasmine what really happened?
I don't know. But
And you talked about turning yourself in, is that right?
yes, ma'am.
Did she encourage you to do that?
Well, I was just battling between the two because I just didn't know what would inspire from the whole ordeal, you know, and I didn't want to be put in jail for something I didn't do. So it was just a thing torn between the turn myself in and not turn myself in. So it wasn't like encouragement. She was just like, man, like whatever we need to do to figure out what's going on, then we'll do that.
And did you guys leave Dallas area and go to New Orleans?
Yes, because she was getting calls from like the detectives now, and she was just getting spooked, and I didn't want her to get tied into all that nonsense either. So I was like, man, I need to find somewhere to just figure this out, man. Like, can you please just help me get somewhere I could figure this out, and then we can go from there.
Is this the first time that you've separated yourself from Lisa and Nina?
Well, I've separated like fully, or just
Well,
I did plenty of times though.
I'm saying that you chose to leave them for an extended period and you weren't going to go back.
Yeah, well, I did a couple of times, but I ended up coming back because of course I had a relationship with Nicole too, so that's what was drawing me back to Miami.
Okay.
But I would leave from time
And
to
so
time.
this time you left.
Yeah, this time I left for good though. Yeah,
Okay. And where did you end up?
I ended up in Utah.
And Jasmine has some family in Utah, brothers.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you stay with them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you recall how long you were in Utah before you got arrested?
Say like 4 or 5 days.
4 or 5 days?
Mhm.
Sometime during in late March, do you recall having a text message conversation with Lisa?
Yes, ma'am.
And Lisa would call you lover, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What would you call her?
I call her lover too, or babe, or
Did you refer to her as mom sometimes?
yeah, we call her Mama Bear.
Mama Bear?
Yes, ma'am. Mom.
Based on that conversation, I mean, what did Lisa tell you?
She told me that Nina got picked up. That I hope she don't say anything about anything.
What else she said?
She wanted me to come meet her up. She wanted me to come pick her up, and she was just asking me like, "Hey, can you come get me? Can you come get me?"
And I mean, how did you respond?
Like I said, at this point, it was just I didn't want to be around them. I didn't trust them. I said it's selfish of me. I just wanted this money. I really did, and that's why I was asking. I was like, "Hey, like, you have your money? You know, like, what's going on with this whole money thing?" You know.
So you asked for some money. Did you kind of lead her to believe you might meet up with her if you could?
Yes.
And you're in Utah. You said 4 or 5 days in this apartment. Did you talk to any of the people in the apartment about what you were running from?
No, they asked. They asked, but I was just like, man, I need to figure some stuff out, man. Like, I said, it's difficult to talk about. And I mean, everybody that I was talking to about this stuff, like, I couldn't talk about it, but they know I was in some trouble because I was like, I can't talk to you about it, but I just need some help, you know.
Okay.
And they were all willing to.
A lot of people willing to help.
Yeah, they were willing to help me.
When you get arrested, did you meet with a detective, female detective from Dallas?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember her name?
No, ma'am.
And was there a male detective in there too?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then when you got arrested, was it the same day that you got arrested that you talked to them, or were you in jail?
I think I was in there for a day. Then they came. Then they flew in the next day.
Did you agree to talk to them?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you talked to them for a long time, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, did you have any idea, first of all, did you know whether or not Marisela's remains have been found?
No, ma'am.
And other than knowing you were the last person to be seen with her, did you have any other information about the case going on in Dallas
No, ma'am.
at that time?
No, ma'am.
You spent probably 2 hours talking to them, maybe a little over 2 hours, 2.5 hours talking to them. Does that sound about right?
Yes, ma'am.
You agreed to waive your rights and speak to him, right?
Yes, ma'am.
When you first talked to him, you didn't tell him the truth, did you?
No, ma'am.
What did you tell him?
Just saying, don't leave.
Yes, your honor. Did you tell him the truth?
No, ma'am.
What did you tell him?
I was so mad about the whole situation because they kept on. As soon as I got detained, like everything was hitting me at once. I'm like, I felt like they were just keeping me close, so I wouldn't say anything.
You said.
Lisa and Nina. So once I got detained, like I wanted to speak the truth, but I wanted to refrain me from being in the area of witnessing what I witnessed. Because I know I could probably get charged, still being in my selfish ways, thinking about myself. I was trying to refrain myself from being in there. So I told him what I told him.
Okay. Well, and you just watched the video recently, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you tell them in that first probably 45 minutes of the video, did you tell them that you even knew what happened to Marisela?
No, ma'am.
What did you tell them that you thought happened?
I told him that I woke up. Lisa was coming in here with this knife. Pushed him out the way. Nina was trying to bum rush in too. Pushed her out the way, and I left.
Did you tell the detective anything about what happened after that? Where you went or anything?
No, I just told him that I left and went to Dykes' house.
At some point, do you recall the male detective talking to you about the charge that you were arrested for?
Yes, ma'am.
And he talked about the capital murder. Did he explain that to you?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did he tell you?
That I could be looking at death penalty, life sentence. Like, here's your opportunity to tell us what's going on.
And you said that you watched the video. Based on that, did you right then start telling the truth?
Somewhat. Like I said, I was still being in my selfish ways of trying to clear my name from the whole being there and witnessing that. So I didn't tell him like that I was there. I was trying to tell him the truth about what was going on, but me not being in prison of what happened, so I wouldn't get in trouble.
At some point, do you recall Detective Ramirez talking about your daughters in relation to Marisela and
Yes,
what
ma'am.
you would want someone to do if that was your daughter? Do you recall that?
Yes, ma'am.
How did that affect? Did that have an effect on you?
Yes, ma'am.
And what effect did that have?
I was just thinking about him. Like,
Hi, Chris. Lovely to see you, Chris. Hi, Chris. Hey, Monica. How is he not arrested? He's arrested. He is arrested. He is in prison. Sorry, he's in jail. So Monica knows more than I do, but essentially, him, Nina, and Lisa were all arrested. Lisa's trial is now, and I don't remember which one is next. One's in February, one's in April, but I don't remember which one's which for Nina and this guy. But this guy, apparently, he's got no deal, but obviously he does. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. But Monica said that if he testifies and testifies truthfully, they might drop the murder from him or something like that. So I don't really know. But Chris, as always, lovely to see you. Lovely to see you here. Always bring the brightness. It's been quite quiet today. There's not many people being here today, but in a way, I don't mind that. It's been nice to have a chill out stream. So thank you everyone that is here. Don't think that I do not appreciate it, because I do. And the fact that you're all here, and me not having to entertain you, is very good as well for me, because I fell asleep about 10 times already today. Hopefully there's no deal. No, look, everyone knows there's a deal, but you don't know what it is. Do you know what I mean? I'm all right, thank you. A bit tired today, if I'm being honest. It's been a long week, but we've got Matt Moore tomorrow, this today, and then we're nearly done for the week. Sunday off then. So all right, let's carry on. But lovely to see you, Chris. Thanks for popping in, being here.
I can't spend the rest of my life in here, you know. Like,
Did you decide at some point after that to tell the truth?
like I said, I mean, I'm trying to tell the truth in there, but again, I'm trying to make sure that I'm not getting charged or accused for anything that I didn't do. And so I'm trying to refrain from being in the presence of that whole situation. So I'm telling the truth, but I'm taking myself out of like being there witnessing what I've seen. So I won't get charged for anything.
At some point, I think, do you recall if the detectives left?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you ask them to come back?
Yes, ma'am.
And at that point, did you tell them what you witnessed Lisa do?
Yes, ma'am.
In that discussion, are they really pushing you hard? Do you remember Detective Ramirez's kind of demeanor?
Yeah, there were.
I mean, was she super aggressive?
She
Beating on
started.
the table, yelling at you, things like that?
Nah, not like that. But she was trying to get some information out of me. She wanted to know.
Did you feel coerced in any way?
No,
Do you know
ma'am.
what coerced means? I'm sorry. Did you feel forced to tell anything?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Pittman, if you could mark your spot, it is now 12:33. Well, that runs a little fast, but it's time for lunch. We will go ahead and take our lunch break. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, remember your instructions. Do not discuss any of the testimony that you've heard with each other or with anyone, or do any independent research online or anywhere else. We will be at recess, and I expect you back in the jury room no later than 1:30 p.m.
And have you been?
So we're about an hour and a half behind the live stream, which I think we've done quite well, guys, considering we're watching day 3 and day 4. So we're doing all right. So I say we're about an hour and a half away from the live, which we probably won't catch the live up tonight, but Monday we'll start fresh. Do you know what I mean? Again, I thank everyone for being here. I'm still going to press play in a second. I just want to thank everyone for being here. It's been a quiet stream. I mean, deliberately, because I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Oh, so tired. Every time I press the keyboard, I've got the keyboard here, but I just feel like every time I look down at it, I feel like I'm falling asleep. Oh, there we are. Mike did me. I've been here all day just working. I'm pissy, so not chit chatting. Yeah, I feel like that. Do you know what I mean? You get those days, don't you, Mikey? I'm quite. I don't feel like speaking today. I'm speaking now, obviously, but I'm not. I don't feel like chit chatting, and that's really bad as a streamer. Say, I don't. I can't be asked. Do you know what I mean? To chit chat, but I can't be asked. It's been a long week, like when you think about it. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Chat's been good, but I think chat are tired as well. Do you know what I mean? Because you can't rely on chat all the time to do. Like, luckily, like people come in, like Chris come in, lighten it up. Um, but most of the chat, in fairness, I've been chatting all week, so it's nice to have just a chill out break. Haha, just one of those. I know it does happen, doesn't it, mate? It does happen. We all get them. Do you know what I mean? And it's. But I look at it as this, right? When you feel comfortable with people, well, your best friends, you can feel comfortable with them at home, and you don't have to always speak. You just feel comfortable. And that's how I feel. I feel comfy here, knowing basically who's here, knowing I'm not being judged, knowing I'm like, you know what? I just chill out. I don't feel the necessity of getting in and giving commentary. I don't feel like I have to. Here she is. It's a bit gloomy. You're right. It's a bit gloomy today. Here she is. Erin, hack, hack, hack. Where is she? She's Erin, hack, hack, hack. Pissed herself. I do love when Erin Hack is here because it means that she's either drunk or God knows what she's doing. She's definitely not on the tacos today. Anyway, Erin, I spoke about you earlier on and thanked you. Tim said thank you to you earlier on as well for the membership, Erin Hack. He was saying thank you. He felt, I don't remember what he said, but he felt privileged. He was very touched to be part of the team. So, do you want to see make you laugh? I don't know. This is another reason why I'm not speaking that much because I can't fucking hear. Look at that. Look at this bad boy. I'm like, it's on my cheek. It's not even on my fucking ear. If I put it on my ear, it's like that. So it's like. So I'm like that. I'm only listening through this. So I'm hearing everything else then outside. So it's broke, Chris. It's broken. It's absolutely broken, Chris. Do you know what it was? I figured out what it was then. My little niece was here, wasn't she, the other day? And I stretched it. She was here with me on my lap, and I stretched it like that for both of us to hear. So she was hearing and me, and it must have snapped. It must have snapped. So now it's look at that. Ah. Yeah. So I can't blame her. Do you know what I mean? So it's all good. I'm not going to blame my little niece. Do you know what I mean? So it's all good. She was just loving being here. So hey, if she wants to be here with me with a big and good dolls, I'm happy to have her here. So it's all good. Duck tape and that. Do you know what, Kim? It's all good. It's all good. Oops. Hey Kim. Your head grew overnight. No, no. As I say, my niece, but it's all good. No, it's gone. Uh, it has definitely gone. Do you know what I mean? I could twist it and it'd probably fall off. It's hanging on with a thread here. So it's all good. Because last night I gave a shout out in chat, jokingly. I said, look, my fucking thing's broken. I'm streaming in bad mood. If anyone wants to buy me a new pair, feel free to donate. And Hens and Monica, Hens for You All and Monica C both donated, and they sent me money. So I'm able to buy. I've got a new pair coming on the way. They're going to arrive tomorrow. So thanks to Hens and Monica for donating. So I got the exact same ones coming, different colour, but arriving tomorrow. So I'll have a new set tomorrow. These are gone. So what I'm going to do is I'll use these as a spare now for my niece. So when she comes in, I can plug this in for her because she doesn't know any different. Do you know what I mean? So if she wants to come and watch a stream, I can put this on her then, even though they're too big for her, but she doesn't know the difference. Do you know what I mean? So and she only needs them for a couple of minutes. Um, so yeah, so everyone's kind generosity yesterday, especially Erin Hack with all that memberships as well. So that's what I mean. It's a very kind chat. So even though it's funny, I knew that Erin would love this as well. Yeah, I got a replacement on the way. It's coming tomorrow. So only today to suffer. So it's all good. You did? Yes, you did. And I wore it. I wore both. I wore both of them for you. And I felt bad then because obviously people took the piss out of me for it. So I didn't wear them after that. So then I bought a bloody Paddington bear from my own money just for you. Because I was like, I need to replace this for Erin because I can't wear two, no one can see it. And then a crown, then people mocking me for the crown. So I don't even know the crown's over there somewhere. I think it might be over there, but no, I think it's over there somewhere. So no one can see the two. That's the only thing. So no, you did. I've always said you're very generous. But yeah, this is what I mean. So here we are. We're about an hour and a bit behind, hour and a half behind on this trial, but just want to explain why we've been so quiet. I love the fact that we're quiet. But there's a few people in here now chatting. And Nunia's watching on TV, so she can't chat, which is, she's not can't be aggro. A lot of people can't be here or busy doing other stuff, so it's a chilled out stream. I mean, chilled out. Got a couple of new members today. Shout out. No worries, Erin. You go and do that. Couple of new members today, Alina and Kelly. Welcome to Alina and welcome to Kelly as well. You drive. So just so you know, people always ask, what does Erin drive? So you know those yellow buses, small yellow bus. People think I lie when I say she's on the yellow bus. That's what she drives. She drives a little yellow bus. It's only her on it. She drives it through. There she is. Beep beep. And if you see her, she's normally licking the windows as well while she's driving. It's just traffic lights. She stops. She gets up and starts licking windows. So people think she's a weirdo. But I don't mind her being a weirdo because she's our weirdo, so it's fine. So yeah, watch out for Erin and a yellow bus out there. What complete weirdo, but we love her. So right, let's get back to the trial because you're not here to listen to me speak. And just a reminder, just for tomorrow, just a reminder, we got the Matt Moore trial on tomorrow. I know that Dr. Hines will be there. I think Mike D. Meek's going to be there. Obviously, Matt. I'm not sure about Sally yet. Obviously, starts at 11 o'clock Eastern, but I'll be live from about 11:15 just to say hello to people. So, you'll get the notification. Come along. It's just going to be like a 5-10 minute chat, just whilst I've set it up, really. And then we'll get on with it. We'll do a couple of hours. So, right, with that, everybody, let's go. Enjoy the yellow bus there, Erin. Right, here we go. Now, hang on, before we get back to it, I do not know how this is going to work. As somebody asked, Nia said, how's this going to work? Because the defense are going after this guy. Their whole strategy is to put all the blame on him. So this could be fireworks. This could be absolute fireworks in the second half of today. And I think it probably might go into Monday as well, the rate that they go in. So seatbelts on. I hope there's some seatbelts on that bus, Erin. And here we go. Let's go, guys. Also, Mighty Shannon, she popped in as well. Very nice of her earlier on as well. So here we go, guys. Here we go again on my own.
Been in jail since then?
Yes,
Since
ma'am.
Utah?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to backtrack just real quickly. We had mentioned this before, and I'm showing you, Mr. Beltran, what's been marked State's Exhibit 335. Can you just flip through that? Do you recognize what that is?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. You mentioned earlier that you went and got a passport. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you fill out a passport application?
No, ma'am.
You did not.
Not there. Well, I did there. I had to fill something out there, but before I got there, like I already had papers filled out to give them.
Okay, so you've never seen your actual passport application paperwork.
No, ma'am.
Now, you said you've been in jail since being arrested.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to also go back to, we mentioned you posting on social media. You were still posting on Instagram shortly after the report of Marisela going missing. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You took a break for a little while. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
In hindsight, can you recall some of the things that you posted?
Like I was told just to keep away from the areas I was staying in, so I was just posting old videos of me being like Dallas, Houston, Seattle.
Do you remember posting some type of post concerning you didn't know anything about Marisela, people talking about you, they don't know you, things like that?
On the lines of that, yes, ma'am.
And do you remember posting an Instagram post that said "fuck 1 2" or "fuck 12"?
That's what I recall.
Okay. And do you recall? You said you're told, being encouraged to continue posting things and recording music. Do you remember releasing a song during that time period?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was that song called?
POI.
What did that stand for?
Person of interest.
And what were the lyrics of that song?
I don't remember the whole song.
What was it about?
It was about basically saying that what they're trying to accuse me of, that's not me.
In retrospect and knowing everything that we know now, what do you think about your decision to do that?
It's dumb, stupid.
How do you think your family felt about that?
I can't even imagine.
Now, music is your thing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your rap name?
50-50 Chuck.
50-50 Chuck. What does that stand for?
The 50-50 part?
Yeah.
It was a growing up, they used to always call me a mutt because I was mixed with black and Mexican. So they used to call me 50-50 because I'm half black, half Mexican.
As far as some of your lyrics of your songs, what were they about primarily?
You mean the ones I released, or just in general of like me just
Just
making music? Period.
You released.
I remember.
Let me ask you specifically. What is "Picture Me This" about?
Picture Me This is just it's just a statement of like I never used to be this guy before, and it's like now picture me this. Like picture me living this lifestyle that I'm living now. Like, did you ever picture this?
That's the gist of the song, but there are some pretty derogatory sexual lyrics in there. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that and not to excuse that, is that part of just kind of that brat lifestyle?
Yes, ma'am.
You released a song called SOS. What did that stand for?
Straight on sight.
Straight on sight. What does that mean?
It was really towards the people I used to rap with. It was just it's hip hop. Just the track that we were just going back and forth on. I'm letting them know that, I see y'all looking at me, like, but we just kind of fell apart from the group. When I was incarcerated, they took my brand and made money with my t-shirts, my logos and stuff. So I was still kind of mad about all that stuff.
And straight on side really kind of indicates if you see him, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Knowing you and what you testified to before, if you are to get in that kind of conflict, what are you gonna do?
Get what?
Like a conflict where a fight, like if somebody approaches you to fight, or tries to pick a fight with you, what are you gonna do?
I mean, I'm not a fighter at all. I'm not an aggressor or nothing like that. It's just like I said, it's a rap battle. It's all just lyrics. It's not nothing I'm actually gonna do. I'm not that guy at all.
Now, we've met several times, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Probably 5 times in the last 6 months or so?
Yes, ma'am. Safe to say.
And every time we've met, what have I told you that I wanted from you?
The truth.
Did we ever have a deal in place for you to testify in exchange for your testimony?
No, ma'am. You've been trying to talk to me for a long time, and I've been denying it, actually.
And when you say denying it, I mean, what are you talking about? What specifically? Because you and I talked several times, and you.
I'm saying prior to that though, because I had 2 attorneys before this, and they reached out to me that she wanted to talk, and at that time I just wasn't. I was still being selfish, not trying to tell the truth, not think about the family that lost their daughter. So with time though, as I got close to talk to my little girl, it just made me think about them a lot. And that's why I reached out to Mara. I was like, man, if you could reach out to you, I would love to bring out the truth.
You know you're going to prison for your role in this. Is that fair?
Yes, ma'am.
And you know that it could be possibly up to 20 years.
Yes, ma'am.
You accept your involvement and responsibility?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you talked about your daughters quite a bit. You talked about some of your motivations for coming forward and testifying. And like I said, you don't know what that means in the long term, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You haven't been the best father as far as showing up, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you aware that Marisela's father is here in the courtroom today?
Yes, ma'am.
You know, he's the kind of father that was there every day for his daughter.
Here he is, Johnny. We've missed you, dude. Always miss you. Always miss you.
You know that, right? Can I press the witness, Your Honor?
Okay.
Now, you may not have been able to stop the murder of Marisela Botello, but you could have stopped this, right? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you want to tell that man back there, sitting there watching this trial? What do you want to say to him today?
There's no object to the relevance of what he wants to say to us. That at this stage of the trial.
That's what you're on. Cross-examination.
So, I mean, Ms. Beltran, first and foremost, you just told members of the jury that you wanted to accept responsibility for your involvement, and you know you're going to prison, correct?
Yes, sir.
You may.
Thank you so much. Let me show you what's marked as defense number 3. This is you, correct?
Yes, sir.
You're much smaller than this lady here. You look huge on this, don't you?
No.
You don't think you look huge on this?
You mean the pictures like blown
Yes,
up?
sir. No, just you look monstrous, don't you think?
No, sir.
Isn't that what Detective Ramirez told you? They're gonna think you're a monster. Remember her telling you that?
Not that I recall.
Did you listen to your interview with Detective Ramirez and Ortiz?
Yes, sir.
Remember her telling you, asking you, are you a monster? Remember asking you that?
No, sir.
You know?
No, sir.
I'll let you listen to your video. I'm sorry, Judge. Pardon me. You told so many versions. I just want to make sure that we cover all the different versions that you told. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yes, sir.
Because you told different stories, right? To different people, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you told Jack one story, right?
Yes, sir.
You told Jack, because he knew you were with Marisela, correct?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Harris, can I probably give you
Two,
two names?
yes, ma'am.
Thank
I
you,
think I have two up there. I'm gonna do more than two there.
thank you. That way my door isn't
You know what?
permanently.
I'm gonna draw that answer. Get right to the point. I wanna make sure I get right to the point. And you say you don't recall Detective Ramirez asking you if you were a monster in your interview. When the day interview in Utah?
Yes, sir.
All right. You remember talking to her and Detective Ortiz?
Yes, sir.
All right. You will agree with me that you never said anything to anybody about Lisa being jealous until Detective Ramirez brought that up. Remember her saying that?
Yes, sir.
She said that, didn't she?
Who said it?
Detective Ramirez. She was the first one who brought up Lisa being jealous, wasn't she? Before you start giving this version about Lisa being jealous. Would you agree with that? Let me rephrase it. None of the other stories that you told, when you told Dak that me and Marisela had sex in the car, did she tell you you dropped her off or she left?
I told him I dropped him off.
You
Dropped her off.
dropped her off by Baylor.
By Baylor?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was by Baylor.
Okay, you told you dropped her off somewhere downtown.
Yes, sir.
You told Freddie you didn't even know her, or you didn't have anything to do with it, right?
I didn't say I didn't know her. I said I didn't have anything to do with her being missing. Yes, sir.
And you told the members of the jury all your involvement in this case, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, and other than, you've been to Wilma Hudson before, like, in the halfway house,
Yes, sir.
but as far as helping to put her body out there, you had nothing to do with that, did you?
No, sir.
And anything to do with her body, you had nothing to do with it, correct?
Correct.
Whether it was helping Lisa and Nina or anybody else, you had nothing to do with her body. The last time you saw her body, you were telling them the jury she was over in Mesquite, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I think you told the members of the jury that you lied because you were afraid you were going to get in trouble.
Yes, sir.
So is it safe to say you'll lie when it's convenient for you to lie to get out of trouble?
No, sir.
Well, that's what you did, isn't it? You said you lied. Because either you told Dax a lie, or you told the members of the jury a lie. Right? And today you're saying you told Dax a lie, right?
Yes, sir.
And you're telling the members of the jury right now you had absolutely nothing to do with Marcella's death or moving her body, right?
Nothing to do with that. I have no reason to do anything like that. No motive, no anything.
You know what wrongful conviction is?
No, sir. Can you explain to me, please?
Well, wrongful conviction is when someone is convicted for something they didn't do. Right? Isn't it true that you've already pled guilty to tampering with Marcella's body? Isn't that true? You pled guilty to tampering with evidence, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Hoping that they're going to dismiss the murder case, right? Right?
I didn't. My involvement in the.
My question to you is, you know they're going to dismiss your murder case, right? As long as they believe you testified truth, correct?
Yes, sir.
And because of that, you're telling members of the jury that you swore, because when you pled guilty to tampering with evidence, you swore you were telling the truth, right? Remember having to, remember them putting you on the oath?
Yes, sir.
When you pled guilty?
Yes, sir.
When you pled guilty to tampering with evidence, a court, right?
Yes, sir.
You pled guilty in front of a judge just like this, right?
Well, it was a male.
Okay, but it was a judge.
Yes, sir.
You swore to tell the truth, right?
Yes, sir.
And they made you plead guilty to tampering with evidence, right?
No, they didn't make me. I played.
But why would you plead guilty for something you didn't do?
My involvement of not saying anything, seeing what I've seen, makes me guilty of being in the presence of everything happening.
Who told you that lie? Who told you that? Ma'am, 1 second.
May-
Now, this is not your indictment, but the indictment, remember them having you sign what's called a judicial confession? You remember signing paperwork when you did your plea?
Yes, sir.
And one of those pieces of paperwork was a judicial confession, where you basically swore, you signed an affidavit saying that on or about the 5th day of October in the county of Dallas, that you did then and there knowing that an offense had been committed, to wit murder, altered, destroyed, or concealed a record, document, and thing, to wit, a human corpse, referring to Marisela, with the intent to impair it, vitality, liability, and availability as evidence in any subsequent investigation or official proceeding related to the offense. In short, you pled guilty to tampering with evidence.
Yes, sir.
So now you're telling them that you lied to a judge? What did you write to
Your Honor, objection, I would ask counsel to allow the defendant to answer, or I'm sorry, the witness to answer the question.
I'll refer to judge, sorry. I'll let it.
Continue.
You pled guilty to tampering, even though you didn't. Nothing. I mean, based on what you told us today, if we're to believe you, you haven't done anything wrong, right? Is that correct?
No, sir.
But you're willing to go to prison on a lot.
I'm not lying, sir.
So how are you involved in the tampering? Tell us.
I was there when it happened by me telling Lisa to figure all this out. That's my involvement in all that whole situation right there.
Well, according to you, you were really present. Oh, you think that because you told Lisa, you're saying you told Lisa, figure this out. That makes you guilty of tampering?
That's right.
Did you tell her to get rid of the body?
No, I didn't. No, sir.
Did you tell her or anybody else to take that body down the road?
No, sir.
All right, let's be specific, because I want to make sure we understand. You're saying that, I think you told the members of the jury already that you lied because you didn't want to get in trouble, right?
Yes, sir. Great.
And that's why you gave the version that you gave, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want to talk about that version, and I may have to have you listen to your interview with Ortiz and Ramirez, because there were a lot of things that were said in that interview that I want to make sure you remember. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Because when you first started with the interview, you gave them the same version you gave Dex, right? Do you remember?
About the car?
No, about Marisela.
That's what I'm saying about being in the car?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
She went to my house, had sex, she was cool. Left her in my room. I went to the studio next to my room, right? That's where your studio was, right?
Yes, sir.
You said that Nina and Lisa were at the house asleep, right? Remember that?
Yes, sir.
I got up the next morning and everyone was gone. You thought Marcella had took her? Oh, that's what you told the detective, right?
Yes, sir.
And now you tell them that you're that was a lie?
It was a lie.
And that's a lie that's different than the lie you told Dax, right?
Well, I told Dax about the car situation. I never told him about anything pertaining to what happened in the house at all.
Right. Well, if you told Dax you dropped her off, that would be a lie.
Yes, and that's what I said. I lied about that. Yes, sir.
That's different from this lie.
Yes, sir.
You recall telling them that you bring plenty of females to the house?
Yes, sir.
They go to sleep and you go to the studio. Remember that?
Yeah, who goes to sleep?
The girls go to sleep in your room, right? And you typically go to the studio.
You talking about Lisa and Nina?
No. Well, I'm trying to get you to remember what you told these detectives
Yes, sir.
and how it's different from what you told the members of the jury today.
I just wanted to clear it. I didn't understand what you were saying. That's why I'm asking.
Well, will you disagree with me that you told the detectives something totally different?
I've been agreeing with you. Yes, I have.
That you told them a different lie, right?
Yes, sir.
That that basically you brought her over there, y'all had sex, you went in the studio and fell asleep. Next thing you know, she was gone the next morning, right? That's what you told her.
Yes, sir.
And it was only after the detective Ramirez started pressing you, you remember them talking about the death penalty.
Yes, sir.
Now you did tell them that Lisa said something about the job should just keep it in the house, not bringing other girls over, right?
Yes, sir.
You told her that. Then that's when she started talking about Lisa was jealous, correct? This if you remember.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Okay. You remember asking her, was this a mistake? Was Marcella getting killed a mistake? Do you remember asking you that?
No, sir.
You remember telling them you didn't touch that girl?
As far as like,
Marcella, you didn't touch her. Referring to you didn't kill her.
yes, sir.
All right. You said that they came in the room and started arguing with y'all about the girl and drugs. Remember that?
Yes, sir.
That's what you told the Detective Ortiz and Ramirez, right?
Yes, sir.
That Nina and Lisa came into the room and were arguing, right?
Yes, sir.
And before we go into the version that you talked about Lisa having this night, I just want to make sure we're clear that as far as Nina is concerned, today you're telling them that she never even came in the room. She was in the bed, spooked, like she was afraid, right?
Yes, sir.
Because according to you, it was Lisa that was acting crazy and killed Marisela, right?
That's what happened.
And would you say that? Well, let me just make sure I'm clear. Because you told the detectives that at some point you wake up because you feel the movement. Remember that?
Yes, sir.
I think you told members of the jury this. And Lisa straddled over her with a knife.
Yes, sir.
And she stabbed her.
No, she must have been already stabbed, but she was coming back down. I didn't see her. She was coming back down already. That's what I seen.
Do you not remember telling the detective she had one hand on her neck and had the knife and she was stabbing?
I don't remember saying she was stabbing her.
Do you remember her saying?
I remember that.
Saying
I remember that part. Yes, sir.
she had one hand on her neck. She was straddled her. She had one hand on her neck and she stabbed. Remember saying that?
I didn't say she stabbed her. I said she was motioning down like she was going to stab her.
You think if you listen to that tape, that'll refresh your memory? If you listen to your interview, you think it'll refresh your memory? What you told the detective about when Lisa, according to you, straddled Marisela with a knife?
I've heard it.
You heard it?
Yes, sir.
Would you like to refresh your memory on exactly what you said?
About the stabbing part?
Yeah.
I know what I said.
Okay, I want to come back to that, but before I do, I want to make sure that I'm clear that at some point, because you met with not only the detectives, you met with the DA numerous times, right? At least 3 to 4 times, right? Going over your testimony for the jury, right?
The DA and who?
The DAs with your lawyers.
You mean the prosecutors?
Yeah, prosecutors.
Okay, yes, sir.
You met with them at least what? How many times do you think you met with them and your lawyers so y'all could go over your testimony for trial?
Like five times.
And remember the first time you said you left in the Tucson, right?
Yes, sir.
That was a lie.
Yes, sir.
They had to correct that, right?
Who had to correct it?
The state. The DAs.
No, I corrected it.
After they showed you where you went to the oil change place, right?
No, I knew it. I left in my car. That's my car.
That's how you told them the first time.
No, I told y'all that. Yes, sir. I did lie about that. I said I hopped into Tucson. I drove off into Tucson.
Okay, now let me make sure I get specifically on Nina, because I want to make sure we're clear. You told the detectives that Lisa was stabbing her, you intervened, they were struggling, you knocked them off the bed. Remember that?
Yes, sir.
At some point, you were able to break them loose. Marisela falls on the bed, you pin Lisa against the wall. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
But before you talked about pinning Lisa to the wall, do you remember talking about when you tried to separate them and you said that Nina came in and she also attacked Marisela?
I didn't say she attacked her. I said she came in though. Yes, sir. Did.
You said they both attacked her. Did you?
No, sir. I don't recall it.
Well, did you know that Nina got charged with capital murder? Nina and Lisa got charged with capital murder based on what you said.
Yes, sir.
So Nina got charged, falsely accused of capital murder based on your testimony, based on what you told the detectives, based on what you initially told the state, because you said she came in and helped Lisa.
Yes, there was a reason behind that.
Your Honor, I'm just going to object. Defense counsel is misstating the facts. The capital murder warrant was not based on what Mr. Beltran said. It had already been issued. She had already been arrested.
You can have the witness on redirect, cross-examination, you can answer no.
Well, as a part of their investigation, a part of the information that they were using to hold Nina Morano was based on what you told Detective Ramirez and Detective Ortiz. And you told her that Nina came into that room when Marisela was being attacked, did you?
Yes, sir.
And now we know that's not true. Don't.
Yes, sir.
Nina had absolutely nothing, even in your version, Nina had absolutely nothing to do with this alleged stabbing where you're saying Lisa stabbed Marisela, did she?
Repeat that one more time, please.
In the version you gave today,
Yes, sir.
Nina Morano had nothing to do with the murder of Marisela, did she?
No, sir.
You knew that then when you said she did, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
But you lied, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Do you at least remember the detectives, before you gave this version about Lisa stabbing Marisela, they said it was going to be your word versus their word. Remember that? You got two attorneys versus you. You remember them saying that?
That's going to be their word versus my word?
No, that you have two attorneys that are giving their version, because they made you think that they had already talked to Lisa and Nina. You knew they'd been arrested, right?
Yes, sir.
When you're talking to Ramirez and Ortiz, right?
Yes, sir.
They're making you believe that these ladies have already given you the monster up.
They never told me anything about them talking to them.
Okay, but I'm just asking, do you remember in your interview where they're saying you got the two attorneys are going to give their version, and this is your only chance to give yours? Do you remember that part?
Yes, sir.
When she's trying to get you to give another version other than the initial version that you gave, right? Because they kept telling you, we already know. Right?
Well, they were saying that they knew more than I was telling them. Yes, sir.
All right. One of the things Ramirez told you is that your blood was with Marisela's blood. Remember that?
They said there was blood in there. How would it get in there from me? That's what they asked me.
You don't recall her asking you, why is your blood with Marisela's blood?
No, she said, why would my blood be in the room?
That's what you think?
That's what was said, sir.
Okay, you need to listen to the tape to refresh your memory?
If you're going to play it.
Are you telling me that Ramirez never told you that your blood was with Marisela's blood?
No, she asked me, well, if there's blood in the room, well, why would there be my blood in the room? That's what she was asking me.
You remember saying, well, I must have got cut. Because you said, no, my blood shouldn't be in the room. You said, I must have got cut.
Yes, sir.
But you're specifically telling this jurors that Detective Ramirez never told you that your blood was found with Marisela's blood.
I hear both fine. And look at the state of my fucking headphone. I only got one headphone.
No, she said, why would my blood be in there? I guess that's implying that my blood was there, but she didn't say it like that. She was just saying, why would my blood be in the room? And I said, I must have got cut.
Well, would you agree with this after she makes you believe that your blood is in that room, that you give the version about Lisa in the night?
Yes, sir. Because I thought I must have got cut when she was doing what she was doing to Marisela.
Judge, may we approach? Now you're saying, Lisa is actually on the bed, right?
Yes, sir.
When you wake up, because of the movement, right?
Yes, sir.
And now you're saying, did you see her stabbing her or not?
No, she was coming down in stabbing motion.
Okay. And then what happened?
That's when I pushed her off.
You pushed Lisa off of Marisela.
Yes, sir.
Did they both hit the ground?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember saying that they both were still wrestling, tussling with each other on the ground?
Well, when I pushed Lisa off, she must have had a hold of Marisela because they both rolled over.
They rolled over on the ground.
Yes, sir.
All right, your bed is here. They rolled over on the ground.
Describe where you at again?
Let's figure out the left side of your bed. Let's say
I just want to make sure I get everything clear.
all right, your bed's against a wall, correct?
Yes, sir.
Let's say that's your wall.
Yes, sir.
Let's say you're in your bed.
Yes, sir.
You're on the right side,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
You're on the right side. Marcela's on the left side.
She was on the side.
This side. Okay, she's on this side. The wall's here.
Yes, sir.
All right. At some point, you say you wake up and you see Lisa with a knife straddled over her. Remember to tell them that?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you're saying you don't remember whether you told them she had one hand on her neck.
No, I do remember it.
You do?
Yes, sir.
So one hand on her neck and you saw a knife.
Yes, sir.
And you knocked her off.
Yes, sir.
And they would have fell to this side.
Yes, sir.
All right. And when they fell, they kept tussling, didn't they?
Well, Marisela was trying to get up. Yeah, I guess
And
she
so
kept touching me.
Right. Well, no, that's what you said. Didn't you tell them they were still tussling and they eventually stood up?
Yes, sir.
And that's when you knocked Lisa onto the wall, right?
You saw her jump on the bed.
And you knocked Lisa onto the wall, didn't you?
Well, I pulled him apart now. Yes, sir.
You pinned who to the wall?
Lisa.
You pinned Lisa to the wall.
Yes, sir.
How did you pin Lisa to the wall? Show.
Keep your voice up, all right, Mr. Bell?
Show me.
Yes, sir.
Judge, I need him to show me.
That's fine.
Show me how you pinned her to the wall. After you break them up, show me how you pinned her to the wall.
You can stand up. That's fine.
You already did it, Sam. Show me how you pinned her to the wall. Now listen, yeah, you break them up,
Yes, sir.
and then what?
She had a hold of her hair, so like, you know, you let something go.
Mhm.
She just fell back.
Okay. And what did you do with Lisa?
I got her face up. No,
Okay. You pinned her to the wall. And she had blood all over, right?
yeah, her nightgown was all over.
And when they're on the floor, they're tussling, right? Because you said Marisela had blood all over her chest, right? But Lisa's on that wall, right?
Yes, sir.
And I want to make sure we're clear, when you talk about them falling off or you knocking them off the bed, you knocked them off the bed and Marisela's trying to get away from it, isn't she?
Yes, sir.
So she's on the floor trying to get away from Lisa, right? She's on the floor trying to get away from Lisa, right?
Yes, sir.
Eventually, they work their way up, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's when you're able to get Lisa off.
Get in between.
All right. And Marisela falls onto the bed, is what you're saying.
Yes, after the pull and reaction, she just tumbled over.
And both these ladies have blood all over, right?
Yes, sir.
As they're tussling in that room.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask you about when you would go over there. It wouldn't be unusual for you not only to take girls, you took guys over there too, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes, a lot of times without them even knowing it, right?
But who knows?
Listen,
Like just people being over there in
Yeah.
general.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
you remember Lisa, what she was really upset with you about is you let some guy stay over there. She didn't know he was over there, and she ran into him, didn't you? Remember her confronting you about that?
No, sir.
You remember her confronting you about some guy in your room, in her house, she didn't know, and she ran into him. That's what she was confronting you about. Remember that?
No, sir.
But you don't, I mean, you don't deny that you had, did you tell this member of the jury that you had one of your homeboys stay over him in the same room?
Yes, sir. I have 10 people still.
All right, so again, as far as you, when you came, you come in through the garage, right?
Mhm.
You go straight to your room, sometimes straight to the studio, right?
Yes, sir.
You may not even talk to Lisa, correct?
I'll say hi to her.
Well, this night, y'all didn't say anything to Lisa.
No, they're in the room. They're in the room.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Like many other times you brought women over there, right?
Yes, sir.
You remember telling the detectives, hey, man, y'all can look at the ring camera. I bring women over here all the time,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
I think you indicated to the members of the jury that when they come to that room, they're going to have sex, right?
That's not intentionally, but it ends up happening. Yes, sir.
Let me ask you, that night when you're down at Deep Ellum with Marisela, you guys are in your car. You're not just smoking weed, right?
No, it wasn't.
Y'all drinking a whole bottle of Grey Goose, did you?
No, sir.
You didn't tell them that y'all drank a whole bottle of Grey Goose?
No, I said we drank Grey Goose, but I said we drank a whole bottle.
All right, well, what I'm getting at is, when you took Marisela out to the house in Mesquite, just like many other times, it wasn't just you and Marisela. You had somebody else with you, didn't you?
No, sir.
It was you, Marisela, another male, and another female. But
No, sir.
what?
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but
Well, okay.
is that what she told you?
Let me ask you. What are those?
I mean, they had video footage of me and Marisela just leaving. They was just, and it's 7-Eleven. It was just us two.
But that doesn't prevent you from picking someone else up on the way over there, right? When you were with Marisela the last time you saw her, or when we saw her on that video, she has her teeth, doesn't she?
She had a teeth?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the video. I mean, the photo.
She has her teeth, doesn't she?
Yes, sir.
Who, if this is her skull and her teeth are missing, who knocked her teeth out that night?
You have to ask your client that, sir.
Well, you were there with Marisela. You, whatever other male that left blood there, and whatever other female that left blood there, and Marisela, y'all were in that room. Who knocked her teeth out?
You seen there was another female in there with me and Marisela?
That's what the blood says.
I don't know what the blood says. I never seen anything about anybody else's blood in the room.
So you're saying you never knocked her teeth out? Because you didn't get violent with her like you got violent with women in the past, right?
I don't know about it.
Sure, you have to keep your voice up.
Oh, sorry about that.
Well, don't you have an assault family violence on that we talked about earlier?
Yes, sir.
And what happened when you pulled a gun on the person in the robbery?
Nothing. It was I was young,
You think
trying to
that's,
get some money. Didn't have no bullets in the gun. Just wanted to scare somebody, get some money.
you think that's excuses because you was young? You pulled a gun on somebody?
No, sir.
So you don't know anything about her teeth missing?
No, sir.
And you don't know anything about why some other males and some other females' blood would be in that same room as what's other's blood? You don't know anything about that, right?
No. Do you have the samples? If you tell me the names, I could probably.
Not what I'm asking. I'm saying you don't have anything, any idea about that, right?
No, sir.
But you do know she had her teeth when you last saw her, right?
Yes, sir.
In that room, right?
Yes, sir.
And she lost her teeth as a result of a struggle in that room. You're saying you don't know nothing about it, right?
I don't, sir.
Is that because you were so high and drunk?
No, sir.
As far as your rap career,
Yes, sir.
Lisa was investing in you, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
I mean, she got you a studio, so you didn't have to go and waste the money that you were making at, what you say, it was Twisted Root.
Twisted Room, yes, sir.
She got your studio with a lounge chair, and she was investing. She believed in you, didn't she?
Lounge chair.
You had a lounge chair in the room, in your studio, didn't you?
Uh,
Yeah. Or what type of chair was that in your studio?
Futon.
A futon?
Yes, sir.
Futon. She believed in you. She supported you,
Yes, sir.
right?
She did. She loved me. She was obsessed with me.
But let me ask you in reference to you're telling the police that she was jealous of you and other women. She knew that you messed around with other women, didn't she?
That was our agreement.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And the manner in which you messed around with other women is pictured on your video, isn't it?
Say it one more time.
It's the manner in which you messed with other women is on your video, isn't it?
What, the music video?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And how well, they were talking about the lyrics of your video. And the types of videos, or the fact that that video was actually made at the Mesquite location, right?
Yes, sir.
What you're talking about? Judge, I want to offer what's marked as defense exhibit number 7, which is a 2-minute clip of Pitch Me This. Is that the name of your video?
Yes, sir.
That's the name of your song?
Yes, sir.
The song we've been talking about earlier?
Yes, sir.
Judge, I want to offer defense exhibit.
You can gender it to,
State, I'm sorry, Judge, state has no objection.
all right, defendant exhibit number 7 is admitted for all purposes.
Can you tell me if this is the video that you put out on there? Now, as far as some of the lyrics in the video, when you're talking about stay the fuck from me before I make your body do aerobics, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's threatening people, right? Let me just be more specific. When you talk about keeping a toaster on you, what is a toaster?
It's referring to a gun.
And in reference to when you were apprehended in Utah, they found a gun in that room, did
Yes, sir.
your DNA on it, right? You knew that, right?
Yes, sir.
And just so we're clear, you kind of minimize Santa Monica earlier, you didn't start practicing that till you got in prison, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
And as far as your Santa Monica connections and you practicing Santa Monica, Lisa and Luna knew about that, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
That influenced them to start practicing, right?
No, I didn't influence nobody. Okay, same thing.
So would you agree you let them believe that you had contacts that could potentially be threatening to them?
No, sir.
Isn't it true that there was a time when Lisa tried to get you out of the house, but you forced your way in? You remember that? You remember breaking the door?
Hold on, say it again.
Do you remember forcing your way into that house?
Until,
Or into a door in that house?
no, sir. What was the reason behind it?
Well, no, what I'm saying is you're trying to make it seem like you're a nice guy when the truth is you have a violent past, don't you?
I'm saying, I'm asking, what will be my reason to break into a door
Because
inside
she
the house?
asked you to leave.
No,
Just if you remember, if you don't, you don't.
no,
Okay.
that never happened.
But you also agree with me that one of the main reasons you said you lied is because you didn't believe anyone would believe that you had nothing to do with Marisela's murder, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, someone with your criminal history,
Exactly.
someone with your appearance, with all the tattoos, when you got the teardrop, right?
Yes, sir.
And people probably assume.
Well, it's not a
that
teardrop. It's a mouth drop.
Compared to what?
It's just a drip on my mouth, like a little drop.
Oh, so it's not like when they put the teardrops to represent murder, right?
Oh no, sir.
Okay. And you're saying that's why you lied?
That's what I like about the.
About what happened?
Yes, sir.
And you say no one ever hit Marcella in the mouth in your presence, right?
No, sir.
Because we know Lisa couldn't knock her teeth out, right?
I don't know.
And as far as Lisa, I know that y'all said that y'all had gone to the concert. Remember that? When y'all went to when y'all went to perform in Arkansas?
Yes, sir.
But she still had open wounds, did she?
Who?
Lisa.
I can't recall.
Okay, you don't know? As far as Nina is concerned, once Lisa had the surgery, you weren't very much help, were you?
I was on you.
Right. But Nina actually came down there to help her too, didn't she?
I don't recall.
Um,
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we're gonna take a break and get the other AC unit in here and try and cool things down a little bit. We're on a break for 10 minutes.
all right. No, other than you and Marisela, correct?
You saying somebody else is in the room?
Yes. Someone else was in the room other than you and Marisela. What?
No, sir.
All right, let me ask you this. After you left there, you told the detective that you called Brian, didn't you?
Yeah, I made that up. I lied on that story.
You lied.
Yes, sir. That's what I've been telling you. My testimonies on that when I talked to the detectives. Yes, sir. I lied on that.
Was a lie.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And well, it wasn't a lie that you went back to Carmen's apartment, right?
No, sir.
And isn't it true that Marisela
Yes, sir.
Look, I'm not trying to, I don't want to trip you up or anything, but what I'm asking you is, at some point, Marisela went to Carmen's apartment with you, didn't she?
No, sir.
All right, make sure you heard what I said. Because it wasn't just you, Marisela, it was something you, Marisela, and someone else going back to Carmen. Who is Carmen?
It was my girlfriend at the time.
She disappeared after this, didn't she?
Like, she just moved.
Because she didn't want any parts of this. She didn't want anyone to question her about what happened when you came to her apartment, right?
No, it wasn't that. She was just, she didn't have no papers to be here legally, so she didn't want to get in trouble.
And she didn't want anyone asking her questions about her apartment.
No, that wasn't the case, sir.
Checking her apartment.
No,
To
that
see if there were any traces of Marcella at her apartment. Because you left the scene, and they know that because of your phone records, right? You know that, right?
yes, sir.
You know that your phone records show that you went to Carmen's apartment, right?
I mean, the phone record showed all of us being at the house, Mesquite.
No, I'm not talking about it, Mesquite. I'm saying phone records or not, you after you left Mesquite, by what time did you leave Mesquite? Do you remember? Just if you remember. You don't remember stuff.
It was early morning.
Okay. But at some point you go to
Carmen's.
Carmen's.
Yes, sir.
And then you go to the oil change place.
Yes, sir.
And you go to the oil change place, you know, basically as an alibi so somebody can see you, right?
No, sir.
Without Marisela, right?
No, sir.
And then you go down to Deep Ellum and you conduct, you know, your day just like you would normally conduct your day, right?
No, sir.
I mean, you do go like to Deep Ellum that day, right? And that what you told the members of the jury?
Well, that night.
Or would you be surprised that the girl, yeah, Madeline said that she met with you that afternoon.
After the incident.
On October 5th. She met with you that afternoon.
No, it wasn't that afternoon. It was later on in the day. We met. We did meet that day, but
And she said that you were normal. You didn't act like nothing had happened. Right?
yes, sir.
Remember her calling you that morning? Madeline? Did she call you about 7 that morning?
Not that I recall.
She called you all that night. Don't you remember that?
No, no, sir.
Y'all were supposed to meet up and go to Club Ecstasy, remember?
I remember we were supposed to meet up. Yes, sir. I do remember that.
Okay. And you said you didn't know that she was trying to get in contact with you that night.
I mean, maybe she was, but I was dealing. I had
As
that's
far
why I
as
met Marcella.
we talked about y'all smoking weed, but you used ecstasy too, didn't you?
Not that night.
I'm saying that you used ecstasy. You had access to ecstasy, didn't you?
Yeah, say that one more time.
You had access to ecstasy.
Not that night though.
And as far as the marijuana was concerned, you were selling marijuana, weren't you?
Yes, sir.
And as far as Detective Ortiz talking to you about your criminal history, he made it clear that there was a chance you could get the death penalty, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
And after listening to the tape, Ramirez was telling you that these girls were going to put everything on you, didn't you?
Yeah, that they could try to put it on me. Yes, sir.
So you better take this time to cooperate with them. Remember that?
Say it one more time.
You better take advantage of this time to cooperate with them before they put everything on you.
You saying that's what I was thinking?
No, that's what she was telling you.
Oh, yeah, yes, sir.
Do you remember telling the detectives that Marcella had passed out when you went to the studio? Because you were fucked up?
Yes, sir.
Then you woke up and everybody was gone?
Yes, sir.
That was a lie?
Yes, sir.
So as far as, Nina never came in the room and pushed you away, did she?
No, sir.
That was another lie?
Yes, sir.
And I guess, from what you remember from that night, as far as, you're saying Lisa was the aggressor, right?
You talking about as far as the?
This stabbing that you say took place.
Yes, sir.
And you're telling the members of the jury that, did you actually see the stabbing or you saw the blood?
I seen the blood.
But there was a lot of blood.
Lot.
And when you say a lot of blood, does Marisela have her clothes on?
No, she's naked.
So she's naked and blood is all over her,
It's just all her chest area.
all over her chest area.
Yes, sir.
And there, so I want to make sure I'm clear on how are they tussling in there?
Well, that's why I said when I pushed them off the bed, they roll over. So I guess they must have. That's where they got the blood from. That's where they got the blood on her blouse from.
Her blouse.
Yes.
They rolled over.
Yes, over the bed.
Because you push them hard, right?
I pushed Lisa. Push Lisa. I tried to push Lisa off of her.
But Lisa
She-
has Marcella
Yes, sir.
and they tumble onto the floor,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
And Marcella's naked
Yes, sir.
with blood all over her chest, right?
Yes, sir.
Which transfers to Lisa, right?
Yes, sir.
So you got Lisa with blood on her, Marcella with blood on her, and they're tussling on this floor, right?
Just trying to get up. Yes, sir.
Trying to get up with Marcella's naked body with blood, right?
Yes, sir. On the chest. Yes, sir.
You are able to push Lisa onto the wall, right?
Yes, sir.
But you get blood on your hands, don't you?
Yes, sir. Who, sir?
Because you're getting in between them, right?
Yes, sir.
And you pin her against that wall, but you don't know where the knife is.
No, sir.
But you do know that you pin her against that wall.
Yes, sir.
There was a lot of blood
Yes, sir.
on Lisa,
On Lisa. Yes, sir.
on Marcella,
Maricela.
and on your hands.
Yes, sir.
So much to the fact you had to go in the bathroom and wash it off your hands, right?
Yes, sir.
Because you were in shock.
Mhm.
All this blood.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you, as far as when you're in there with Maricela, why don't you just lock your door?
I don't know if I locked it or if it wasn't locked or locked.
Oh, your door was locked. Lisa nor Nina could have got in there, right?
Oh yeah, they always get in there.
How would she get in your door if you had locked your door because you were worried that she was being jealous of you bringing other women over there?
And, I changed the locks to my studio and my room because, of course, her son comes over there and Val, and they're hardcore druggies, so they be looking for any little thing they can get. So I always lock these things, but she always had a spare, just in case I lost mine. So if I did lock it, she could have got in.
So now you're saying she used her spare key to get in the room?
I'm saying if it was locked, she could have.
So when you, Maricela, and whoever else may have come over there, because you did not critique that, did you?
No, sir.
But you agree with me that until Detective Ramirez started asking you about whether the girls were jealous of you bringing girls over there, you said nothing about that, did you?
Nothing about what, the jealousy?
Yeah. You didn't say that until she said it, right?
No, I think I brought it up about them not wanting me to have girls over. And that's what made her be like, well, do you think they were jealous?
But the truth of the matter is, not only did you have girls, you had guys, you had people over there all the time, right?
Yes, sir.
And the early morning hours of October the 5th, you had more than just Marcel over there.
No, sir.
We just have to take your word for it, right?
That's what happened.
No, we have to take your word for it, right?
That's what happened, sir.
We have to take your word, just like Dad took your word that all you did was go to the car and have sex with, right? Correct? We have to take your word, just like Freddie did when we asked you about the girl from Seattle. You said you don't know nothing about it, right?
No, I said I didn't know nothing about her missing.
Well, we have to take your word for it, just like Detective Ramirez and Detective Ortiz would have to take your word when you said that all you did was take Maricela over to the apartment, fell asleep, y'all had sex, she fell asleep, you went in the studio, Woke up the next morning, she was gone. That was a lie, right?
Yes, sir.
But we have to take your word that that was a lie, correct?
No, I mean, they didn't believe it. That's why they kept on pressing me like, you know more than that. You know more than that. That's why I started telling them the truth.
Because they had physical evidence, right?
I don't know what evidence they had, sir.
They were telling you they had evidence, right?
They said they had some blood
And the blood that they told you they had your blood
in Marisela's.
in your room.
Yes, sir.
And that's when you made up the story about Miss Lisa Dykes, didn't you?
No, that's the truth. That was the truth. That's when I started speaking the truth.
The truth that this version has actually led to your murder case being dismissed, right? You know your case is going to be dismissed, don't you? Based on this version.
This is the truth.
That's not my question. You know your case is going to be dismissed based on this version, based on you cooperating with the state, right?
Yes, sir.
And even though you never told Lisa, Nina, whatever other male or female was there to do anything with Marisela's body, did you?
No, sir.
But you still pled the tampering, right?
Yes, we discussed that.
Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
Because you'll lie when it's convenient for you to lie, isn't that true, Mr. Beltran?
No, sir.
And right now it's convenient for you to lie because you don't want to face a jury like this and have to respond to questions about whether you committed this murder or know who actually did commit the murder.
No, the reason I'm on the stand is because I chose to be on the stand. I wanted to tell the truth.
Same truth you told Dax?
No,
Same truth you told Freddie?
I'm telling the truth that was a lie.
One moment, Chairman. That's all I have. Thank you, Mr. Beltran.
Any redirect?
Oh, sir, just one other thing.
Yes, sir.
I think you told the jury earlier that when Lisa found out about you and Nina having sex, that Nina stopped talking to you, right?
Yes, sir.
That's because that's what you're saying. Lisa was upset and made Nina stop talking to you, huh?
That's what Lisa did.
So Lisa was able to want members of the jury to believe that Lisa was able to coerce Nina. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that she told her not to. She's the one that set us up, so she let her know, like, hey, don't be talking to him like that. And when I come to the house, that's what it was. She couldn't talk. She couldn't speak to me.
So Nina just did whatever Lisa said, right?
Mm-hmm. At that time.
And as far as that outing, you left the Audi in the garage, right?
When?
At some point, after you switched cars, you went and got you initially said you left it in Tucson, but you didn't, right?
Yes, sir.
You left in the Audi, right?
Yes, sir.
At some point, you took the Audi and just left it in the garage, right?
No, we switched cars. We met and we switched cars.
When?
Like days after.
So days after.
Yes, she called me, said the Audi might be hot. I don't want you to get caught up for something that you didn't do. Switch me cars. That's what we did. I had the Tucson ever since.
But I thought you didn't see her for weeks.
I didn't say it.
After all this happened.
I didn't say it.
So you was calling me, you wouldn't respond, right?
No, yeah, I wasn't responding.
As far as Detective Rivera is concerned, when she led you to believe that your blood was in that room, you told her you must have got cut.
Yes, sir.
You knew you hadn't gotten cut, did you?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. My truth is, when Lisa was on top of her, when I pushed her off, I could have got cut. That's why I said that. That's the truth.
Okay.
That's the reason why I said I could have got cut.
And just so the jury are clear, you never turned yourself in, right?
No, sir.
They came and got you in Utah, right?
Yes, sir.
And it's your testimony that these Nina and Lisa weren't afraid of you at all, right?
Say it one more time.
Nina and Lisa weren't afraid of you at all, were they?
Oh, no, sir.
You never threatened them, right?
No, sir.
That's all I have. Thank you, Judge.
Any redirect? All right, ladies and gentlemen, the jury, I need to send you back to the jury room briefly.
All right.
All right, those two exhibits are admitted for Alford. What was 335?
I think that was the passport application that did not,
Oh, yes.
get or indicated, so I can,
That's all right.
it may come back up, so we'll just keep it, like it's.
That's fine.
You have it, Sean?
That's fine. No worries. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, if it's with Alfred.
I want to offer it for record purposes.
Oh,
That way we just, because we've talked about it.
okay.
And Your Honor, also this time I'll offer states 335, Charles Beltran's passport application for record purposes only.
All right, still our outside secretary, jury. States with 335, the passport application is admitted for record purposes only.
No, I'll bring it back for review. I'll stop whenever.
I'm not sure what's going on there. Right, I've been busy. Well, not been busy. It took me ages, right? Tell someone to click on this to see if it works. Preferably someone from the US. Just see if it works. That's all. If the link works or not. Don't do anything with it. Just see if it works. And see how that is. I'm surprised. I thought he'd be on for longer. By the end, he was quite tame. I thought. It's not, Jonathan. It's not. In my Amazon wish list, I'm trying to set one up. Not a wish anything, but I mean, happy days. Thanks, Nunia. Thanks, Mighty. Happy days. That's all I want to know. Thank you very much, guys. I wanted just to see if you worked in the US or not. I know he works in the UK. Wasn't sure in the US. Happy days. Thank you very much, guys. I'll put that in now as one of my things. Because what do I need? A big TV, another laptop. I'm not going to put stuff like that in. So I'm just going to put vouchers in if people want to contribute. And people can put fiver in if they want to, it doesn't matter. State the text. Are we done? I'm not sure what's going on here. What? I think the stream's done.
My,
Clear, right?
yes.
Any redirect to the jury room briefly?
Briefly. Well, let's see what time they start on Monday. Well, we're finished for today, that's for sure.
We're missing Sadler. Thank you, sir. Give the key to the jury room. All right.
Judge will want to reserve the right to recall this judge.
All right. Mr. Beltran, you need to go back there.
Obviously, I would let the court know far in advance.
You would need him on Monday.
I was going on.
We'll probably take this.
Okay. All right.
So are we done for him for the day?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Do you have another witness you can put on for the next few minutes?
I don't, Judge.
All right. All right. Then we will. Oh, y'all may be seated if you want to. Sorry. All right. Then I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to bring it back in. I'm reprinting their jury instruction. Thank you, Ms. McIntosh and Mr. Witherspoon. Y'all have a great weekend.
Thank you,
And I
Judge.
guess
You too.
you're on standby in case Mr. Harris wants to visit with his client. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Please be sure to mark your time down all day.
Okay.
Okay.
All day.
For the what time we're back Monday, that's all.
Oh, Homer, you want to take a paper and you want to
She said she's bringing the jury back.
outside the president. What was 335? No worries. I just wanted to be.
Charles Beltran's passport application for record.
Oh, fuck it, I'll figure it out. Don't worry, I'll figure it out. Let's just say something in the comments. Oh, they don't say. But it's Dallas, so it's probably Central Time, same as we're on now. So what I'll do is I'll go live around 8:45 Central, and then just wait, hang around. Friggin' Nora, look at this. Jonathan, look at this. Right, thank you everybody. It's been a very chilled stream today, even though we've been streaming for probably about since when? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8 hours. Just over 8 hours we've been streaming for. But I think we've done well. Just over 8 hours and we've done well. 2 days of 2 days of trial in at 1.25 speed. Monday we're going to be live. I think Monday will be a chilled out one as well. I'm not going to do much. Just watch it live, chill out. Then back to 4 a day then. No, that's a lie. Back to 2 a day because we're going to be behind. Unless we stream. Unless I stream 2 hours. If they start at 9 o'clock Central, I'll stream 2 hours of it. But if they don't, then bugger it. There's no point. We'll just do the next day. Well, I'll figure it out. Don't you worry. I'll figure it out. So with that, thank you everyone. I know it's been a small stream, but it's been a nice stream. Oh, I'm tired. I'm going to chill out a little bit and then go to bed. Ready for more tomorrow. Let's go. I think I'll be energized tomorrow now. No, thank you, Monica. Thank you for being here. Thank you for contributing. I think Monica's a very good addition to the stream. So thank you, Monica. I'd like to hear from you a lot. Rosie, you need to speak up more if you've got stuff to say, Rosie, as well. I'm glad that we got a few more like Monica and Rosie that are now popping up a bit more. Appreciate that. I really do. Lovely to see you. It's nice to see Mike Demeet in here as well. Do you know what I mean? I need to look at your playoff stuff actually, Mighty. I might, yeah. That's my tomorrow morning. I got to finish Josie with her beautiful voice. Oh, if you've not looked at this, where's it gone? you've not listened to this yet, then you need to listen to it. Literally listen to it before you go to bed. No worries, Chris. Thank you, Chris. As always. This is the Wrongful Podcast, right? Josie's got a voice like an angel. Like Mexi's got a sexy voice. Like, oh, Mexi's a sexy voice. Josie's got such a soothing voice, which is surprising because she comes across like a right bitch, but it's such a lovely voice. I was really surprised it was her when she told me. But you know, listen for her voice, but also listen for the story as well. It's they're doing a great thing here, putting a podcast together to get the truth out there. But it's even better that Josie is the one speaking. Sensual voice. It totally surprised me. Totally surprised me. But go and support anyway. So there we are. Thank you for those that clicked the Amazon stuff as well. Look at my hair. I haven't had a shower today because I'm redoing the bathroom. And the guy was in there. I had to be up like 7:30 this morning. I thought I'd have a quick shower. Nah, he was here super early. Ah, for fuck's sakes. So I couldn't get a shower. And then I had to stream them. So I feel a little bit dirty at the minute. Maybe that's why I've been quiet, because I haven't had a shower today. That sounds disgusting. I like to have a shower, once a day. But didn't manage it today. But I will be having a shower and then bed, and then I've got a new bed. Because I broke the other one. Get too fat. And no, it was broken anyway. So thank you everybody. Really, really do appreciate you. Thank you to the mods, Josie and Sarah P as well, even though I don't think they're here anymore. Lazy gits, fucking part-timers. But I love them, so it's all good. And thank you to all of you as well for being here. And I don't say that lightly. I know I say it all the time, but without you guys, there's no fucking stream. So genuinely, thanks for being here. I'm sure you've got better things to do than be here, or with other streamers, wherever. But I appreciate you. So with that, I'm going to end the stream because I was going to say it's nice to have an early night. It's fucking 11 o'clock at night. Jesus Christ. But anyway, I'm not going to complaining. Saturday tomorrow, more day tomorrow. We get to see my Special Agent Mighty Meat tomorrow. Woo-hoo. Right. Score, free Zachariah Anderson. Love to you all. And with that, we're going to end stream and see you hopefully tomorrow, guys. With my new headphones. See you tomorrow. Free Zachariah Anderson. Love you all. Take care. Good night.